Damn it. Okay. We have a Periscope? I'm surprised by that every time. All right. I believe that we are on and live. I'm going to get the thumbs up from Charlotte before anything. She's looking at stuff. She seems confused. She's desperately trying to press buttons on an iPhone. She's grabbing the +1 greatsword. This can't end well.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. She's leaving. Okay, so it's not with me. Where's she going? She's gone. I can't see her. She's come back.
I hear the car starting.
Hey, we're good? Okay, good. Welcome, everyone, to D&D Tonight. This is our Endangered Species one-shot in honor of the holiday that we missed. Instead, had this stream on this day. It turns out the calendar moves that one pretty often. It's like Mother's Day. It's on a different day every year, but it's always the same.
Day in Ireland, completely different.
Is
month.
It really? Okay,
yeah, different month altogether.
I do not feel bad about missing this particular day for that reason. We're going to do a little one-shot for you guys at level 10, and we have some exciting guests, some familiar faces, some new faces. I'll go ahead and introduce everyone to my juxtaposition to left and right. So I'll go ahead and start off with Abs. Abs, who are you, and what did you bring to the table?
I am character first. Sorry, I'm character then my name, or name then character?
Name then character, then where we can find you.
Awesome. So my name is Abs or Annabelle. It's everybody's choice. And my character's name, well, my character is, while I look for a name, is a half-elf ranger. And it's a name that I can't really pronounce. Is Maiden Azana. Pronounce that how you will. I pronounce every character's name wrong because that's what I do. And I'm from a D&D group called Scattered Rollers. We stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we are streaming tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Beautiful. And next up we have the man, the myth, dare I say the legend, Lumen.
Hello, everybody. I am playing Darcinium, aka Darcy. He is another crew member of the Storm Spirit. As some of you who watch might know Eros, they are related by the same crew, same boat. He is a very southern gentleman, and he is a hunter. He is a horizon walker, known for hunting celestials and fiends.
All right.
Oh.
And then that brings us over to Mr. Dino.
Hi, I'm Dino, or Mr. Dino, if you prefer. I am playing Lunric, who is a halfling druid, which I've never played, and I'm really excited. But Lunric is a loner in the jungle, taken in by nature, hence why he has his powers. You can find me. My Instagram is at @SkipperDino1890, but I also stream with a Twitch channel called Perception Studio, which you can find on my Instagram as well. I do a puppet talk show where I'm the host and the puppets are my guests, and we also do a live play reading without any rehearsals every Friday night where the audience gets to mess with us. So tune in.
Nice.
Perception Studio. It's fun.
And lastly, we have Mr. Kyle.
Hi, my name is Kyle. I'll be playing a human male paladin. Name is Shabal. He's kind of a very religious kind of paladin. He's always going forth and vanquishing all that stands in the way of his one true God. And he's kind of a sullen little gentleman, but he will die for you even if he's only talked to you once. It is his duty to save all, whether you believe in what he does or not.
Beautiful. And without further ado, I think that we should start this game. Oh, hang on. Charlotte rushed over here. Oh, that's right. We are today sponsored by Corporate Streams and Cantrip Maps. Thank you all, and we'll hear about more from them later. She puts them right in front of me. I can't. Okay. You guys all start off on a boat, a beautiful long ship that is named the Summer's Wind, that's taking you across the sea to a private island called Bioluphoria. It is the retirement home, for lack of a better word, or retirement island of one Mr. Iestre. Iestre of Bioluphoria is his gone by title. Iestre is a a kind of eclectic wizard who did it all, saw it all, did the whole adventure shtick, and now he's resting on his private island where he invites guests to partake in various games of hunt that take place almost every single year. You guys are currently on the boat heading there, one of many ships that will arrive to this island today. And as we enter off, as you guys get closer to this island, you see the almost like hiding of the actual island itself by these large green trees and high ash trees that kind of stretch off into the sky that actually obscures the home of Ayestre. Now, none of you have ever met this wizard before, but there he is on the dock, long, high elf, pointy ears, dark skin and complexion, balding at the top, which is strange, but a very long, long beard, also uncommon for an elf. As you guys approach the island, the boat docks, ropes are thrown out to be gathered. It looks like they are caught by unseen servants, summoned en masse by Ayestre. They begin tying off the boat and setting up a small little leeway that allows you to enter onto the dock. The high elf raises up his hands in his bright powder blue robe and says, "Welcome, welcome to my island. It's a pleasure to meet all of you." He eyes you first, Shabal, and he comes forward and he says, "Hello, my name is Yestre. What might your name be?"
I stick out my arm as like to shake. Shabal. Do you call me Shabal?
A pleasure, Shabal. Thank you. Pats you on the arm and moves on to the next one. He approaches you, Lunaric, who says, "Sir, it is a pleasure to have you on my island. Are you a wizard yourself?"
I don't use those magics.
I understand. I apologize. You're a druid then.
Yes.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet all of you, especially for the first time. And look, a couple of rangers. You must be Darcy. I've heard of you, and you must be Mayan. Is that correct? Have I got that right?
Yes, you can call me May instead, though. It's a lot easier to say.
I will do so. Please enjoy my island. And the gardens, the pools, the relic hall, and the game room is all open on the estate. You are free to go everywhere. Stay out of the dining room as we are making preparations for later tonight. But please go and enjoy my island. See what you can. What would everyone like to do?
Are we in the midst of nature right now?
Kind of. This little dock walks up to, it looks like a greater area, and as you guys go further inland, you can actually see this grand mansion, almost like a keep. It would actually rival many royalties' own homes. To establish you all know each other, though we'll go ahead and get into that in just a bit. You're all, you don't know very well about each other, but you'll all traveled here on the same boat, to say the very least. So your next course of action is your own. It looks like there's some time to kill before dinner.
Shabal just wanted to go through and thank the members of the boat for taking him there. He's very sincere. Just
okay.
Being nice.
Darcy will just tip his hat over to the over to the fishermen and the sailors.
Sure. You go up to the sailors and giving thanks. Some of them just give you brief nods. The captain of the ship, a human gentleman with half of his hair shaved down, as is custom from Nemogeny, grips her hand. He says, "It was a pleasure to have you on our boat. I hope that we will see you again soon. We'll remain docked for 2 days and be ready to leave after that, if you choose to leave, of course. This island is beautiful."
We'll see how the days play out. Be safe.
Indeed.
God's blessing.
What
Mr.
do you, good sir? What do you know of this island?
Well, I know that it's private. The entire place is owned by Yestre, and we had to get special requisitions in order to even approach it. Supposedly, it doesn't show up on any map, and it is hidden from view. I suspect there are magical wards on this island for protective reasons. You don't live as long as Ayestre and go through as many adventures as he has, and not come away with a few enemies who are still looking to get even, if you catch my drift. So the island is very well protected from the outside. Miss Abs.
What has he done to piss off people?
Or
to upset people?
There was a bard who wrote a story about his... It was called the the ultimate gambit. Supposedly, there were two parties, led by a devil by the name escapes me. It was a Rakshasa of some sort who bargained for the life of an angel who was captured. And equally on the other side, there were demons who wanted the same angel. Iestre managed to trick them with his group at the time into both giving them a member of their own party. And once they realized they'd been duped, Iestre was far away. He's of some renown. He's a very clever character and very intelligent. You must ask him about it. You can probably see some of the relics that he's kept in his halls.
Interesting.
I'd like to go check out that game room, see what trophies he might have in there.
Excellent. Darcy, you begin to head on your way to the game room. Mr. Lunrick, I saw your hand.
Yes. We're at the mansion now?
Yes. After you've spoken with the captain, you guys have arrived and see this mansion.
Is there like a garden?
There is, in fact, a garden. Yes.
I'll probably go hang out in the garden.
Excellent. You depart towards the garden. I would like to know where May and where Shabal are planning to go from here.
May, okay. I was just going to go inside. I wanted to just kind of scope out the place first. Sure. I want to make sure everything seems normal.
Okay.
Shabal's always going to be on his guard.
Sounds good. And May?
Also going to do the same thing, but I'm going to specifically have a quiet look at the dining room.
Excellent.
Once again, hopefully.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and do it this way. Lunrick, you're going to be heading to the gardens. Your path will actually lead you a little bit further away from the party for the time being. Mm-hmm. Both May and Shabal, you guys are going to enter into this estate. Go ahead and make a general perception check. This won't be about what you're looking for. It's about, I mean, there's a lot in here.
So 23.
23, very good. I believe in you, Abs.
No,
24.
never. Why would you? That's a 9. I never roll well. We know this. Don't make me roll.
No worries.
I'll be your eyes, Miss May.
Darcy, if you'd like to make a perception check, you are also currently with May and Shabal, if you haven't already made the perception check. But Shabal, I'll go ahead and tell you, as you enter into this place, this is a grandiose, decadent, palace-like area. The entirety of this place runs almost by a whim of magic. As you guys trample in dirt, unbeknownst to you guys, into this area, it is immediately swept up as though the ground itself has a constant prestidigitation. Yeah, messed up that word. Prestidigitation spell working on it. The stairs split into two ways that lead up to a main upper floor. There is several paintings on the wall, all of them move and depict warriors in battle. Iestra, kind of the front and center piece of most of them. This man has quite an ego that you get just from seeing this. Mayan, I will say that the most that you can see from here is you can surmise. You don't take a chance to kind of look into the surroundings. You're kind of just looking for a door as to where the dining room is. And you suppose that you can find one to the left of you that has these large wooden doors that you can try to see peek through if you'd like.
Could I do a general kind of arcana check on the doorway itself and then kind of see how strongly magical everything is?
Okay, be my guest, make an arcana check.
Yeah, I know, rolling dice. 1.
Okay. You're well versed in the ways of magic. You've been around for a while. A hunter of some renown. And this door's safe.
1 + 5, if that means anything.
Yeah, it means that you got a 1 + 5.
Every game I have to play.
Yes. I don't know why.
I spend money on the dice too, so I just roll like I'm gonna crack open the door and look in because it seems fine, right?
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Oh, yay.
More dice.
It's a different dice every time, which is the funny part.
Oh yeah, they all hate you equally.
Holy.
It's like they all banded together. They unionized.
What did you say?
It should be investigation, yeah.
That's an 8.
An 8, okay. You peek in through the door and you get just through the sliver where you can see something gold and almost as tall as an elephant before the door shuts on itself and you feel a hand on you. Looking over, though, you see no one there. You get the sense that there are more unseen servants in this mansion than you may have initially thought. They are all unseen, sadly.
I can't see them even if I could see them.
The presence of the hand leaves your shoulder, but the door then has this kind of aura that appears over the handles of it, recognition of a arcane lock spell taking hold.
I'm just gonna saunter off like it didn't happen.
Alrighty.
Just kind of whistling as I'm going.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to saunter.
Oh, 16.
There you
Would
go.
look at that?
Nice.
I did it because I knew it would happen. I couldn't tell you how, but I knew it would.
I was like, you know what's gonna happen.
Darcy, you've made your way into the game hall. Shabal, did you first of all, May and Shabal, where are you going after this?
I just kind of want to stay in like the main atrium area kind of thing.
Sure. And there are sitting areas for you to just take rest and sit down and just kind of take in the sights around you, if you'd like to. May, what's your plan?
I'm definitely gonna look for kind of what looks like the most important rooms in this place that would hold most significance. If I can tell, we'll see.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Yep. Let's use a different dice. Because I don't remember what I rolled 16 on.
Everyone's thinking it.
That's a 9 plus 5, so it's
okay.
a little bit better.
We'll get back to you in just a bit. Mr. Darcy. It sounds like a Southern gentlemanish name, too. Mr. Darcy, you enter into the game hall as it is indicated by several different heads of beasts on here. You see displacer beasts that kind of shift in place. You see the heads of what looks to be dragons of various age. You see what looks to be a very massively sized eyeball. And as you take notice of this, there's a voice that comes in through the other part of the room, and you hear them say, as I understand it, it belonged to a Tarrasque. And you look and you see this drow, dark of skin, white of hair, with a hood up over his forehead, dressed in some green leather armors, a sword at his side, and he kind of has this knowing look towards you.
Tell me more about what you know, sir. But before that, Darcy extends his head up. Name's Darcy.
I'm Latrec. He goes over and politely shakes your hand. He says, the eye here belonged to the Tarrasque of Clydon. Supposedly, the entire city banded together to fight a single creature that wrecked them. But they were victorious thanks to a group of adventurers. I believe Ivestra would have you believe that it was he that fell it, but I, having lived long enough, know this to be a falsehood.
So how did it fall?
It was a combination of a few things. The adventurers used a metal that was reactive against the reflective carapace of the Tarrasque itself. There were also advantages that they had of such renown and strength that they were able to take on the beast with just sheer brutality. It broke through a few barriers and stepped in a few traps that were set up. They had also made use of one of these, and he pulls out a small bracelet. He says, I found this somewhere in his relic hall. Thought I would ask him about it a little bit later. Probably impolite, but I don't imagine that I could leave with it without somehow the master of the house knowing. Yet this device, and he shows you, it's this arcanically bound bracelet with like different blue orbs that kind of surrounded certain areas of it. He says, supposedly when the adventurers were swallowed, and swallowed they were, it generated enough power to transport them into a safe area outside of the beast. Because once you get eaten by Tarrasque, usually that's it. Of course, there's only ever one Tarrasque, and the eye of it stands right there. That, I can guarantee you, is authentic. You must have spent a fortune on the only known Tarrasque eye in existence.
There's quite a number of them that I've run into. Just depends on what level of hell you tend to run into.
You know what? I'm gonna have you're claiming that you've run into a few Tarrasques.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a
do-
deception. Go ahead and make a deception check.
That is a 7.
7.
What do they consider? What's the actually? I wanted to run. That's what I wanted to do is run a history check to see how much Darcy knows about a Tarrasque.
We'll go ahead and make the history check.
Okay. Even worse.
Excellent.
4.
Tarrasques are really, really, really big monsters.
Yeah.
Desert dwellers almost.
Mhm.
Latrac hears this and kind of smiles and cocks an eyebrow and says, "Indeed. Well, Mr. Latrac, I suppose this is the game room. Perhaps we play a game."
What game you got in mind?
Well, let me see here. And he kind of surveys the room. He says, that right there. And he points out a creature with very large tusks. And he takes out the bracelet. He says, "Let's see who can lop this onto the tusks of that being over here from where we're standing."
I'm game. Let's see what we can do.
Well, I would
What do
be
you-
remiss if you did not try first.
Well, I always like to put a gentleman's wager on board. If you win, what would you like to get out of this?
Well, let's say your second best weapon.
Ooh, second best weapon. Darcy pulls out his bow and his great axe.
There's a decision to be made here. I'm certain of it.
How about this? I have a certain connection with a good fellow of mine, an artificer, who can make a good old magic item for you. I can ease down the price to nothing and get you something of maybe something that you might enjoy yourself. Might be better than what I...
Sure, make a persuasion check. Everyone's rolling so well
11.
tonight. 11. He rolled a 10. He'll go ahead and say, very well. And what would you ask in return, should you win?
I'm a man who enjoys understanding this environment. If I win, tell me everything you know about this island and what runs here.
Very well. And as he nods, he goes ahead and he gestures out towards the tusked creature. Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Okay. Natural 20.
Fuck you.
Without looking, as you do, sir. Just tosses it after a quick gentleman bow, and off it goes on, hanging on the tusk.
He nods, walks up to the tusk, removes the bracelet, stands like a foot back from where you are, and does an earnest throw towards it, but it just bangs off of the tusk just barely and falls to the ground. He says, "Then I suppose I owe you some information."
That you do.
We'll go ahead and cut back to that in just a moment. But what you basically get about the island is that it is able to reform at Ivester's will. So he can change the environment to include traps, to change the environment itself, the weather about it. He has full control of it, and is usually done to suit the creature that you're typically hunting. But we're going to move over to Lunric. As you enter into these lush gardens, you see plants. I don't know if you got the Frostspire Keep DLC in Skyrim, but there's this part in it where you open up into that tower and there's all the flora and fauna around you. They're they're plants that literally look like they're icicles that branch off. There are these large, long green flowers with red, or long green stems with red flowers on the end of them. There are these golden prickly thorn-like plants that kind of grow into themselves. There are what looks to be parasitic plants that are leeching off of just regular old daisies. And as you're moving around, you see that someone else kind of enters in. She is, to say beautiful would be accurate, but it wouldn't be right. There's a glow about her almost. Something slightly otherworldly. She is a long, dark-haired woman with one purple eye and one green eye. And she kind of looks about the room and she says, "I'm sorry, I did not mean to disturb you."
No, you didn't disturb me. I'm just exploring.
I suppose I am too. I just arrived on the island. What is your name?
My name is Lunric. I also just arrived. Who are you?
I am Hesselin. I am the Archer of Renown. I suppose I fill a spot for Mr. Ivesser's hunt.
I see. I guess I might fill a spot as well. How were you invited to the island?
Invited, and I paid the sum as well. It's not an invitation many get.
Were you looking forward to this for a while? I don't know how it works.
In a way, I think I was looking more towards it. I don't know if this is a. Now that I'm here, I don't know really what to expect. I suppose we'll find out more about dinner. Do you know anything about the quarry?
The
target,
the
beast.
I only know that it's worthy.
You're a strange little man. I like you.
I'll take that as a compliment. Where do you come from?
I suppose I used to live in Pragma until the Tyrian dynasty began to assert its claims there. I headed south towards Ivers Creek and made a good working there as a soldier of fortune, specialized in taking down creatures from far away and then later people for under orders, of course.
Only for the best of reasons, I'm assuming.
I certainly hope they were. Otherwise, I would feel very bad about what I had done.
I would hope. I would not hope that for you. And your family? Do you have family?
I do, though I know them not well. Mother was a frequenter of the Church of Palor, and father wasn't around enough. Mother's kind, but she is single-minded in her pursuits. I chose a different life.
I see. I'm mostly just trying to make small talk. I'm not very good with people.
You're doing very well right now, Mr.
Thank you.
Lunrick.
Well, I'm excited for dinner. I've never had food at such a grand place before.
It is huge, is it not?
Gigantic.
I haven't seen estates this grandiose or this involved. Even this garden has more herbs in it that support life all across, I think, Helena and Oros. All of
They come
Alexia's.
from this island?
No. These are
Oh.
imported. I recognize these frosty-looking ones from the area in Namagini where I used to grow up.
Well, he's certain the Lord. I don't even know what to call him. I don't know how it works in civilization, to be honest.
I would say the master of the house would probably be an apt describer.
Yes. Well, the master of the house certainly has quite a collection. Do you know much of his? I'm assuming as a hunter, he has many trophies. But do you know how many he keeps alive on this island?
I do not. Honestly, this is just an event shrouded in a lot of mystery. It's hard to really know, man. I jumped into this without really thinking about it, if I'm honest. It just sounded exciting.
And you're having second thoughts now?
No, I just more or less wish I was excited to be here as I was to come here.
I think I understand what you're saying. Well, I mean, we all have choices to make. Whether or not you made this trip on your own, whether you paid the sum, that doesn't hold sway over what you want to do. So my advice is follow what you know inside. I've had to do that my whole life, and it has only sometimes led me astray. But I'm alive.
Right. You're right, Mr. Lunrick. You are not very good at small talk. She turns and exits out of the room.
Okay, bye.
We will go now back to Shabal. You're standing at the door when both of you're standing on you're not standing at all. You're sitting on the sofa. You're lounging.
Still alert.
Alert, so like hand on sword at all times, sort of deal. But you see both of the doors are pushed open with some bravado as a small halfling walks in. He is every bit the look of a barbarian about him. He's got stripes tattooed on the side of his arms. His head is shaved down into kind of this like almost mohawk looking thing. And as he walks in, he says, "There will be wine. There will be food, and I will have it. Callus is here. Be warned." And he does this all for the audience of you.
And there will also be silence. And I just stare at him.
He looks over and he says, "Ah, I see we have a fellow contender. Do you wish to fight, sir?"
Contender?
Well, yes, we are. Are we not fighting this after the same beast? Only one can fell the creature.
True. There's only one creature that may be here, but can't say we're too much contenders. You seem to be more going for bravado over, well, practicality.
He like marches up to you, says, "Sir, do you mean this in jest, or are you trying to carouse me into an argument?"
I put it like an arm on his shoulder. Oh, come now. You seem to be, I don't know, a little more jovial than that.
Says, "Say another word, sir, and we will make the square. We will find out who is truly acting in bravado." And at that point, a dwarf walks through. He says, "Callus, leave that man alone. Find something else to wet your teeth on." And the dwarf walks up. He says, "My apologies for my traveling companion. Callus is all a good company, but when you put the copper in, you have to listen to the whole song, if you know what I mean." Callus kind of wanders off towards another part of the house, probably in search of something. Like you continue to hear echoing down the hall, "Wine, food."
Is his name Callus? Is his name actually Callus, or is that his moniker?
He is, and his last name is Strongbones, if you can believe that. But I jest. He may look the fool, but he is very much the real deal, walking and talking. Though I think that he might talk more than he does walk, especially with those little legs.
I
It's a
suppose.
pleasure to meet you. My name is Barrent. If you'll have my hand.
I extend an arm. Shabal.
I have not heard your name before. I don't mean that to offend you, but
None taken.
Some of the people that are here are usually of some renown. Tell me, what brings you to the household of Ivestra?
Well, I was brought here to do what most of you are here for, to hunt.
That I believe that we will accomplish by next morn. I see that the sun is drawing low in the sky. I believe that dinner is soon. Sadly, I've arrived late for any games, but we'll see you at dinner, I suppose.
And hail to you. We'll see you then. Watch out for your little buddy. He might get you in trouble.
Oh, goodness. I'll spend 2 eyes trying to see if I can catch him up to anything. Which way did he? Shit. And he goes off and he kind of stumbles away. May, you roll a 14 on an investigation check. Probably your best roll for the night besides sauntering. But I'll tell you what you have won. You enter into what looks to be a large, almost museum-like area. This room appears important because there are items of all sorts along the walls. You see spread out over in a display case a set of cards that look like they have been dilapidated. You see swords and weapons of all sorts of different colors, casts, and glows. There are several rods and staffs on the walls, and there are indeed being hoisted from the ceiling, hanging in their own spots, are several robes. At the very end of this hall, you see this blindingly bright. It's really hard to describe. It looks as though it's a pocketed star. And as you get closer to it, reading it, it says, "From Hemele, in recognition of all you've done, don't waste it." A small plaque reads.
Would my character know? Because I don't. Would my character know what a pocket star is?
You can go ahead and make an Arcana check, or you can make a religion check.
Ooh, I'm proficient in both, I believe, which is kind of sad. And they're both
Different
the
thing?
same, so it really doesn't matter.
It will matter which one you pick, though.
Arcana.
Alrighty.
12.
12. A pocketed star is, well, first of all, it's bright. Like, even looking at this thing, you have to kind of squint your eyes at it. But you've heard of certain stories where people can wish upon stars. You have no idea if that has any pertaining to this particular relic.
I'm gonna make a well note. It's in what room again?
It is in the relic room.
Okay.
Top of the stairs, third door on the right.
There's nothing else really. I'm just gonna make a note of that because there's no way I can touch it without like fucking alarms going off.
Are you sure? You could probably
Yeah,
grab it. You rolled a 1 on your Arcana. This place is safe.
No, I don't need Arcana to know that this guy's rich and these are important. I was actually gonna see if there was any plants.
There's any what now?
Plants
Plants.
nearby.
Not
inside, like outside.
Oh yeah, you could actually probably run into Lunric, and you'd probably pass by Heslin, who just gives you kind of a nod as she kind of passes you by. You head into the garden, and you do see Lunric standing there, doing whatever it is Lunric was left doing.
I was just looking at the plants intently.
They're pretty neat.
They're very nice.
Highly immersed.
Garden right behind him.
He's not even looking at like the main garden. It's all behind him. I'm sorry.
There's a nice weed in the path along.
So it isn't like an enclosed area. This is like outside.
Oh yeah, this is outside. It's
Okay.
allowed to grow, and you can even see like at a certain interval, like small little forms of mist will begin to appear and just lightly wet the plants and just give them their own, each of their own, like watering.
I'm gonna waste a spell, but I'm gonna do speak with plants.
All right, you go ahead and cast Speak with Plants. What do you want to say?
So, I'm just reading what the spell does again.
Oh, good. You cast it.
Yep.
All
No,
right.
no, I know what it does, but there is something else on top of it. You can ask a question about plant events. The spells area within the past day, gaining information. So, what are the protection spells in this area?
How does a plant respond? Let's see. You can be able the ability of limited sentience and animation. You can the ability to communicate with you through simple commands. You can question the
Oh, wait,
plant.
no.
Okay.
I'm casting it at third level, so that might make a difference.
Oh yeah, well it is. It's a third level transmutation spell.
Yeah.
So you'd have to
Yeah.
cast at third level.
Definitely just gaining. So I'm gonna be like, what's been going on in this area?
Okay. You can see like the plant looks over to another one, and one of the leaves touch it, and the plant that it touched begins to die, indicating that there's been a large amount of like hunting down and killing things in this area. Blood has been spilt on this ground, and these plants know about it.
Big, small?
You see it grow really, really large and then kind of rescind itself back into the ground, showing all sorts.
What is the most recent catastrophe, that word I can't say right, that's happened on this ground that would put us in danger? One or many?
There's a single root that begins to grow up next to this plant, indicating only one.
Should we trust what's going on? I know, can it even? Getting information about creatures.
It's got limited sentience. It might not understand what trust is. She's trying to figure out how to word it.
Yeah.
I know that face.
Okay, so I'm going to, and I'm just saying this all out loud, so you can hear me perfectly fine just looking at plants and talking with them.
Okay.
She's going to say, if the owner of this place came up to you, would you hide in fear or would you grow up to him?
It does not react.
Oh, fuck. God damn. That's a good question.
Yeah. I think so.
I'm gonna look at the other guy. Hey, you were on the boat with me. Name.
Lunaric.
Lunaric.
Yes.
Lunaric? You're a bit of a loon. Anyway, do you know any questions for plants at all?
No, I don't normally talk to plants.
I got like another 8 minutes of this spell left.
Oh gosh. I guess you can ask if there are any horrors that would hurt us.
Horrors, right? HORRORS?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Gotcha. Just making sure, because sorry. Over my headset, it sounded different, and I wanted to like clarify that for anyone else who had been in my same spot.
Horrors.
Yes.
He knows what he said.
One can lead to another.
It's
So she's going to say to them, is there any horrors or things in this area that would hurt us? And she's going to gesture to the person sitting behind her, facing the opposite way of the garden.
Okay. You see the plant itself begin to like have several small little blooms nearby, indicating that there's like spike traps.
Awesome.
I will say its responses, it has to grow this all out, and it does so pretty slowly. I'd say you probably have maybe one last question you can ask it.
We can ask, what is the safest place to be on this island? Like, if we wanted to shelter in the
Yeah, so she's gonna
in the wild,
look at the plant and like realize that time is running out, and she's gonna go best safest place or most hidden place to grow here.
It extends its branches or like its stems out one towards the sea and another towards the house, implying that you're either in the house safe or you're not here. That is the safest place.
Ominous plant.
Oh, fun. She's gonna just tank the plant and just kind of do like a little this and turn around to Loon, which I'm gonna call you because I'm really bad at names. And she's gonna go, so there's a lot of things here. I really don't like the feel of this place. There's way too much magic and way too much power for just one person to have, if you ask me. But anyway, we're here to hunt things. We don't know what we're hunting though, and that is terrifying. I can only guess that's why, but this place is not safe. There's many things that go on here, and in my opinion, I wouldn't say it's just beasts that get hurt here, but there's a lot of magic here. We don't know what's happening. I don't feel comfortable. The plants don't feel comfortable, which you ask me is like sign number 1 of we need to just be careful.
But they are well taken care of.
Yes.
You look and you see the elf behind you say, Iestra is just has wordlessly kind of walked up and made himself known by saying that. He says, the dinner will be ready in just a few moments. I was collecting everyone. Have you enjoyed the gardens?
They're very nice. I quite enjoy plants, and you have some very nice ones.
Yes, I've traveled all across Alexia collecting rare specimens, not just the grasses, but the real hard-to-get ones. Had a druid friend.
This weed down here on the ground is very nice. The flower is very pretty.
That I'm glad you like it. Yes, the weed. Please come join us for dinner.
So,
yeah.
What type of things do you collect besides the many wonderful trophies that you have in this place? And clearly, all the hunts that you've done, and these plants are just wonderful and very well spoken.
Yes, they're well. I after I retired from adventuring, I found myself with a bit of a void. Yes, I went around and began to collect things. I started this garden for a few years, but eventually I grew tired of scouring the plains looking for something that would grow and be exciting to have just to look at. So I went and started collecting animals and monstrosities and beasts of all sorts. And then I had a real knack to get back into the adventuring part. I stood heel to heel with some of the greatest fighters of our time, and I wanted to see if I could take down some of our earlier beasts. And I found that I could. And I found the people that would sell such monstrosities to me had connections that would make it profitable. That's why we ask for 500 gold per admission. It all goes into a pot. Half of it will come to procuring more monstrosities in the future, and the other half goes to the winner who fells the beast. So it's the closest that I can get. After fighting them on my own for so long, I feel the excitement and the rush of adventuring from watching young fledgling adventurers or some of different power levels of my own go after these things in mass groups to hunt and take down these beasts. It's all really, really exciting.
So, if you don't mind me asking, and feel free to tell me if it's too much, but how many people have been hurt on your island or on these trips of yours? Or killed, if even?
It is a very fair question. Let me show you something. And he actually leads you both around the house. And Lunaric, you can see there is a small graveyard of probably about 20 to 30 headstones, each with like an immortalization and like saying like what felled them. He's like, there's a fair amount of people that do not make it through their expenditure on this island. That's why I've only required that the best be sent here. I do abhor death in all of its forms, but I believe fighting is what makes us alive. And these people are honored here on this island in this way. Obviously, if they had a kin, we would send them back to where they're from. But the ones that are unclaimed, I give them a space here. And I see them every morning, and I pray that their souls found glory and are sent to the right place in Mount Celestia.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate the respect after leaving this plane.
He says, I can only hope. Miss May.
I feel like he's telling the truth, but I want to see if I can tell he's meaning what he says.
Make an insight check. This is going to be an interesting roll.
Yeah. Always interesting when I'm rolling. 9.
9. He is an incredibly hard man to read. You don't know if you don't know the truth of the situation. You can only go based off of his word. But he begins to lead everyone, in fact, to this massive dining table where a feast has been brought out before you. All things he's insisted are grown on the island. Even the animals that you are currently eating were imported here, raised, and then butchered for your guys' enjoyment this evening. It is all served by unseen servants that just float around and just provide these different puddings and spices and sauces to put over anything that you wanted to try. And the other adventurers at this table have quite a hefty appetite. After a certain point, Ayestra stands up. He says, I believe, my guests, that it is time that we, with no further ado, announce what it is that we are going to be hunting tomorrow. I know that you're all excited. Can anyone take a guess? It's just you, sir. And it's Callus who raises his hand. He says, I believe that we're going after a bullet. He's like, no. Too easy. Anyone else have another guess? You, sir. Oh, go ahead.
Probably something big.
Indeed.
Okay, that's my best guess. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's the most correct so far, and I think that it's time to unveil. Behold, and he goes up to like a small tassel with like a curtain that was drawn over it, and as he pulls it down, we flash back 2 weeks to a continent far away. You are currently in Stadefast, at a settlement in the Tyrian Empire in Falcon Valley. You guys are currently in a temple of Iyun. You guys have been missaged there and gathered there in the dead of night. As you guys come into this place, a single. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, that's the one thing I didn't write down. We'll go ahead and call her human. One. I didn't know what species she was. I'm like, oh wait, what is she? Oh, I didn't write it down. Make it up. A fair-haired human priestess of Iyun welcomes you all in, and she says, "I greatly thank you all for answering my missive. Some terrible tragedy is about to occur on an island far away, and I've only just gotten a message of it. I'd go myself if I could, but I've been my duties require that I stay here and help Steadfast maintain its sense of self during these times. There is a beast of great renown that is to be slaughtered for sport on an island far away. I can only say that the death of one of these creatures has a significant effect on the rest of the world. Its death, its passing, almost acts as an omen for further evils to be perpetrated. Its existence, not just ritualistic, but the effect that its death would have on the world entire could bring about the harbinger of more destruction later on. And it is to be killed for sport by a wizard who's trying to recapture some of his glory by having it killed by several hunters or soldiers of fortune.
Sounds like cowards.
Indeed. The worst kinds of men who would shoot an arrow at a caged animal. I wish you to go to this island. The church will support your mission there and will pay you in items, relics that we have gotten from our long past. And she goes ahead and she begins to go like behind something, and she brings out the eyes of the eagle. She brings out arrows of archery. She puts forth these boots, and she also places on here like a set of oh gosh, I can't think. There it is. This kind of blue glowing sword. She says, all of these are yours. Should you agree to take and fell the hunters that are hunting the creature, and to find some way for it to get off of the island.
What is this creature?
It is, and it flashes back forward to the Kyrene, and you guys see the curtain drop, and you behold to the elephant-sized, golden-scaled unicorn that is a Kyrene. This beast has flowing white hair. Its entire presence just gives off this glow, and it is shackled with these powerful magical bonds that hold it in place as it kind of kicks. This thing is clearly scared, and its horn begins to strike against the ceiling where it is. The other hunters at the table are like filled with awe, excitement, fear, and even some of them like it looks like Fight Horny from Callus. But just beholding this creature and even looking upon it, you can just kind of feel like your heart sink into your stomach as you see something that is this majestic and beautiful, caged. Yes, Mr. Darcy.
Darcy's going to walk up calmly and walk over to the Kieran and speak to it in Celestial, assuming it fits this.
Sure.
And just kind of gently kneel down. Is it large or is it small?
It is the size of an elephant.
Okay, so this thing's pretty big.
It's very
Darcy will like tip his hat to it, like, and tell him in Celestial, don't you worry. This cage, this island, I'll get you off it. You have my word. It's heaven's bow.
The Kyrene kind of looks at you. Make a persuasion check. Let's see if you can calm it down.
I can't do math. 13.
13. It kind of looks at you and like looks at you. You almost feel its thoughts enter into your head and it says, "Please do it soon." At that point, Iverstra comes up and he says, "What did you say to it?"
Merely just a couple of wanted to understand the beasts of habit. These animals are known to have all sorts of gimmicks amongst their up their sleeves, so I wanted to get a little ahead of the group,
Indeed.
Get a nice hunt going.
You are all to be fighting against a creature that has several very powerful abilities. It is said that felling a Kyrene is a way to grant yourself immortality, not in just longevity of life, but also to be written on the stars themselves. It's a creature that has a substantial attack. It can truly resurrect, and it has the ability to see truly. So invisibility here will not guide you. It can banish and it can silence at will. It is able to gore with that magnificent horn it has, and its very hoofs can trample a man. You're all in for quite a fight, although I suppose tracking it will not be hard. It's a beast of considerable size. Yes, man.
So we all are here to kill this thing, obviously, but when it comes to who gets the first kill, who gets the ultimate power, it's a pretty big deal.
Yes.
Is there any precautions to stop us from turning on each other? Stop us from, I gotta say, that deal doesn't sound too bad, but the rest of them may think the same thing, and people might get...
The halfling Callus kind of points. He's like, I was just wondering the same thing. Can we help our odds? And they said, oh, yes, you are welcome to at the beginning of the game. I will not have foul play the night before, and I will know. But yes, there are no rules except for fell the beast, but perhaps it would be better for you to work in groups until it is weak enough for you to kill on your own. Just a thought.
And when does this game start?
We will begin tomorrow morning after a night's rest. I don't expect you to fight on a full stomach. Shabal?
Shabal just wanted to walk up next to Darcy looking at the thing. I'm going to put my arm on Darcy's shoulder and then Celestial as well. Oh, what a fight it's going to be.
I look over to Shabal, still speaking to Celestial. I don't plan to fight this thing. I plan to allow it out. I know. I look over to the Kieran. Does it's a unicorn, so it looks like a giant horse.
Oh yeah. Those of you who can, if you guys wanted a full visual representation.
Turn to page 202 of the D&D monster hymn, please.
394. Boom. Right here.
It's so pretty.
It is. You're going to kill it. You're not.
I'm going to see if I can do a sleight of hand check to get it looks like it has like a hair, to grab like a hair from it.
Sure. I'll allow a sleight of hand check.
17.
Unbeknownst to the others, as Callus is arguing, does it matter how it dies? Can it just bleed out on its own and the last person to hit it wins? As he's making this argument, you're able to just kind of go.
Okay. I'm going to look over to whisper straight to the Kieran. This is so I can keep eyes on you.
You can almost swear that it perceptibly nods. Miss May.
Can I... That's in a row. Can I see what's keeping us from leaving? It's clearly a thing of such strong magic, but it's being kept in a simple place.
There are huge manacles, large ones that are attached to its legs and its neck, and it seems that there are inscribed runes on there to really suppress the magic of this beast. So it looks like it is stuck here.
So
yeah.
She's going to ask out loud. So when this thing is released into, I'm going to guess, your garden, what's stopping it from leaving this place itself? It could easily just jump into the sea and swim off, and then none of us win.
Indeed, but there are magical wards placed all about the island that once the beginning of the game has begun, no one may leave. It is protected to keep us all within here. The only way out is once the beast is fell. So you are as much as pest control as you are game masters. But it will not be able to leave, as the wards I placed are on quite strong. We've done this before with similar creatures that are able to plane shift at will. And it will have no such luck here.
What type of magic would have the ability to stop something from doing that? I don't know much magic except for what's used for hunting, but to keep something of such power in such a small place, small being compared to continents of places.
Well, you're very curious, aren't you?
I tend to be. I'm hunting it. I want to make sure that it's not going to get out.
Be assured. You know what? Actually, I'll leave it to a persuasion check. Let's see if he tells you.
Yeah, okay.
He's kind of high off his own drama right now, so he might let it slip. But he's
What dice do I use? Let's use this one.
that's a bad one to use.
Persuasion?
It's gonna give you a
I
7.
believe in you.
It's the only one I haven't rolled yet. So
Okay.
That's a 10. Better than what I had. Plus 1, so 11.
He says, "Rest assured, fellow hunter, it is safe on my island. Why, the only way off of it is if a portal were opened up here, and I don't believe we have someone of a skill set or ability who is able to do that." And in walks the last member of the hunters. She is a woman who is clearly very late, drenched, and as she walks in, she says, "Thank you for starting without me. I am finally here." And Callus kind of stands up. He's like, "Who's this? I thought this was a private event." He's like, "I was invited." And she like brings out a small little invitation, and you see Ivestra nod, and he says, "Yes, please welcome the last hunter, late, Miss Aspire." She nods. She says, "I'm glad the food's still on the table." And she kind of like sits down and begins like making herself a plate, barely even giving an eyeball to the Kyrin. She says, "So, what's the topic of discussion?" She begins to like dip her bread into like some gravy and begin to like swirl it around as she like takes huge mouthfuls.
I believe hubris.
Interesting.
Do I recognize her? Like, is she someone that's actually important, or is she just...
It looks
No
like
one
she's
can find
just another hunter, but there's this kind of look about her that like the shadow kind of begins to like draw on her and like stay on her whenever she enters into a dark area. It looks like it sticks to her just a bit before going off of her person. She is decked out in dark leathers, and she has on her back an interesting looking it looks like a lance of some sort that she kind of takes off and places to her side. Your observance of this, you see the lance itself disappear as she begins to like start to make make food for herself. Her hair is purple. She looks human but very pale.
May is going to speak and say, well, we were just talking about making sure this creature did not get off the island in any way.
Oh yeah, that's number 1, I think. Can't kill a creature if it's off, the island and whatnot.
You can definitely kill a creature wherever you want.
Well, maybe with a bow or with a blast or a bolt from a hand, sure, but much easier to kill it if you can still see it and it's not running away from you.
You don't like a fair fight of running?
I don't think a fair fight is anyone's choice. Why would you ever fight fair if you can fight dirty and win?
This is
How
very
would you
true.
fight this thing if it was actually in the wild? You wouldn't stand a chance, so I take it.
She like starts to like put some beans into a bowl, and she's like, "Lady, can I call you lady?"
Yeah.
Lady, Kyrans are known to be on all sorts of different planes. Out in the wild could mean anywhere. This thing could roam around on Mount Celestia. It can be in the plane of Limbo. It could be hanging out in the Shadowfell for all we care. The wild is everywhere for this thing, and currently that means right here.
It's going to be running free. And I don't know if you missed it on your late stroll in, which congrats on even getting here. But it's pretty big out there, and this thing still has magic unless it's somehow dampened in this area. All that I know is that it can't plane shift out of here unless you have some magic way of tracking such a magical creature that, for all we know, can teleport places or could even just hide underground for hours or just in the sky.
All viable options. So how would you take it down? What is your big plan, Miss Lady? How are you going to stalk it? Okay. Well,
how else do you fight? Do you wait for it to be asleep? Do you wait for it to be weak? Do you wait for it to be hurt? Do you wait for it not to be able to defend itself? What glory and what fun is it if the thing is just lying there?
I find more glory in winning. So I'll take weak. I'll take it weak at the end of its rope after everyone's tired, and then I'll just come on right in for the last bit there. After all, I'm here for the same reason you are.
What was her name again?
Her name is Aspire.
Spire. Cool.
I'm gonna look over to Shabal. Shabal,
Darcy, then Lunric.
Shabal, would you call it a wink or a blink? I saw both eyes go down.
I have a condition. Whatever reason, one eye doesn't open more than the other one, I think. Like my resting face, like I think one eye stays more shut than the other. It bothers me in pictures so much. And now it'll clear everyone else out. I got Lunric next and then you, Ebs. Don't worry.
Darcy's gonna misty step in front of her and like open her eyes. Oh, I need to check your eyes, lady.
She like spits out her beam. She's like, unhand me. She like fires off 2 Eldritch blasts out of her hands.
You can blast all you want, lady. That's fine. I need to just double check your eyes. Just double check they're good.
Let go of me.
He's a southern optometrist.
She like removes your hand forcibly from her. She's like, is this how you let guests be treated in your home? Vesper's like, please, Mr. Darcy, this is unusual. This is uncouth.
You should have seen me on the boat. This is pretty normal for my character.
I will ask you to remain decorum while we are not in play.
And I will. I misty step back to Shabal.
Okay. Lunric, you had a hand up.
I haven't. Lunric hasn't been talking to anybody. He's been sort of just enjoying the food, but also, I'd like to look around and see if, while watching all these animals, for other words, a lack of other words, talk and interact with each other. Are there any like personality flaws that can be used against them?
Make an insight check.
Sure. Natural 20.
Why don't I just text you the notes? Okay. The look in Latrac's eyes is one of determination. It looks like he's doing this for a reason that implies that he cannot fail. So he looks to be of a single mind on this. When your mind is focused on one thing, it's might be hard for them to take advantage and be caught unawares on other things. For Callus, the man's, how to describe it? He's more or less looking for the attention of others. Everything he does points to me, 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 me. So probably his greatest weakness might be that of just not being acknowledged. There's a different kind of look about of Barrand, the veteran that you saw before, the dwarvish man. He looks as though he's kind of like measuring off and his mind is kind of farther away. He looks distracted for some reason. What you can't be certain without prying into his mind. And then we have Heslin. Heslin looks almost as though she's seeing something for the very first time. When you were speaking with her before, she seemed bored to be here. That does not match the expression on her face right now. Suspire is completely disinterested, if a little perturbed at the invasive eye examination that she just received. But she looks like she's like looking for a fight, and she is enjoying like egging on Miss May.
Okay.
Natural fucking 20. Shit. No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
All the character backstory.
I'll give it to Mr. Darcy. Oh wait, before Mr. Darcy, May, you had your hand up for a while there.
I was gonna start a bit of drama, so if you want to do, if yours is checking.
Mine's a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mr. Vestra, Miss May brought up a good point about it being able to escape. I understand that wards can keep it from physically moving around, but plane shifting is a different breed of magic.
Indeed.
Do the wards keep from plane shifting as well?
Every possible precaution has been taken, and no expense has been spared. These wards will protect everyone from anything from coming inside without my permission or leaving without my permission. I can think of no possible weakness within the wards themselves, as they are ingrained into the bedrock of the island.
Do you mind if I test your ward on a little bit of plane shift in here?
I would be delighted. Please.
He cast Etherealness,
Okay.
and what
Go ahead.
happens?
No. So, etherealness, if I'm not mistaken, also transports you to the ethereal realm, if I'm not mistaken.
You remain in the border for ethereal, and yeah,
Okay.
everything in my vision right now is gray, so I can see everybody, but they're all grayed out.
Gotcha. So, you step into the border regions of the ethereal plane. So, while I will not take away the cool effects of this particular spell, you felt drawn away from it almost, as though you can't fully step on the borderline. You're always kind of pushed out a little bit more. Your form substantiates more than you felt it when you've used this spell in the past. It looks like there are very strong protections to keep you here. It's fighting against it because the form takes on a form of, or the spell takes on the form of just making you ethereal, for lack of a better word. But the actual transportation of your physical body remains in the material realm.
Okay, so they can. So I'm still seeing everything, but they are physically. Okay.
Yeah, it feels like it's though you're. It's like you're trying to think with a head full of like peanut butter almost. It's like a thick movement of like where you are. You can sustain it, but it's not comfortable. Not like it's used to be.
I got it. Okay.
Okay.
I look over to Shabal real quick. Shabal, how much of me can you see at the moment?
All of you.
What about now? And then I'm going to cast non-detection. And you hide a target that you touch from divination magic. The target can be a willing creature or a place or an object no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. He's a half-orc, so he's definitely less than 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
The target can't be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors.
Dokie.
I'm assuming he has some majesticness in his wards.
Indeed. And while you are undetectable here, it doesn't actually cause you to leave this physical form. So the spell does take effect. Although he says, the workaround for that is that we have the ability to true see at any given point. So if we truly are worried that the beast has been lost, we will scry and make sure that we are able to see it.
I'm gonna take like a potato and I'm just gonna throw it at Darcy, just so he knows that we know he's there.
It critically hits. We take no damage, but there are spuds everywhere, all in your hair.
I'm gonna grab the potato. I see that I'm in both places at once. This is new. And I decast everything and just go back to normal.
Excellent. Ivester says, well, I have had my fill. You are welcome to your changers. Please eat if you are still hungry, but I'm going to retire for the evening. We will begin sunrise tomorrow, and shortly after, the game. Good riddance.
Can eat more of these potatoes.
Yeah. As you're leaving May, you wanted to stir some shit up.
Yeah,
what would you like
of
to do?
That's always what I do. So she's going to kind of stand up and just say, well, you sleep. I'm not done asking these questions. So what? You're going to just sit and wait for everyone else to already do the work for you? You're going to wait in the sidelines, just watching everybody injure this thing, stalk it down, and do all the hard work for you to put the finishing blow? How about everyone else here? How do you plan on doing it? Are you going to sit around and stalk it much like that?
You're saying this to Suspire, the lady?
Everyone.
Oh.
But I'm calling her out on... I'm trying to make it people turn against her.
Callus says, like, look, the Ranger's right. You're not getting the last kill after we've done doing the hard work. So if I see you out there, I'm gonna cut you a new one. And she says, well, I mean, gosh, I'd be so scared if this kitty looked like it actually had claws. Sorry, I don't scare easy. But yeah, I'm just gonna hide out and I'll wait and I'll take the last shot. And the worst part is I've already told you all that I'm gonna do it. So you'll have to spend time keeping one eye for me about to get the last blow and everyone else, actually having to kill the thing. So decisions. I mean, maybe if you're faster, maybe you can outdraw me.
There are teams here, and I'm sure some of us also have the same plan you do, just not as What's the word? Cowardly, I think it's the word I would use here.
Hey man, I didn't claim to be a hero. I'm just here looking to get paid. I don't even want to eat the thing, which is supposedly what we're doing after, right? We're cooking and eating it. Yeah, Mr. Darcy.
Silence.
Miss Suspire, I have no care for how you hunt this thing, but understand that if you get in my way of doing what I need to do, there's going to be repercussions whether this thing dies by whoever's hand or not.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Understand, I can be anywhere and everywhere, ma'am.
Is
Not
that a
to
threat or a
mention-
promise?
Oh, it's both. And I wink to her. That's how you wink, Miss Suspire.
I have a condition. She says, well, I'm going to just make a plate to go. It was nice meeting you all, I suppose. I'll see you when the finish line, or whatever that is, but for hunting. Nighters. And she goes ahead, she like grabs a bunch of food, a couple of like the cakes, and like kind of puts this all onto a plate. And she's like, don't. Like, she's like trying to keep it all together as she goes up the stairs.
Oh, sleep tight, madam. Sleep tight.
Jabal just says that by himself, like to nobody.
Yeah. Skip in mount.
In celestial.
It's like Latrac looks over. He's like, "What did you just say?"
Eating these potatoes.
Darcy's gonna during the middle of the night, or at least before I guess it goes to bed. I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants to just some of the plants outside.
Okay. You get a pretty awesome looking daisy.
I like plants so much.
I love them. Kneel down, like put my hand out to the little to the little leaf and give it a little like shake. Now, can you draw me a map of this island?
And you just see like a full size of this map, like the full size of the island. It grows around, and then as it like goes like this, it goes like, and you see certain parts like dip to show like the tree line like lowering down in certain areas or valleys opening up. There seems to be a clearing that is ideal for the purposes of having a straight out fight rather than hunting and trying to shoot through the trees.
Okay. From where I'm kneeling or talking with this daisy, could I like look up and kind of get a general idea of where that would be?
You can get a bird's eye from that, sure.
Okay. Okay, cool. So Darcy's just gonna make sure like the trails and everything that's on there and kind of look at as much detail as he can to kind of measure out
This daisy is like put a petal over its head and it has like it's kind of like turned into like almost a military cap a little bit, and it's just kind of like points out like a little stick, and it like goes points out where the house is, where the trails are that kind of lead to this clearing, and like does like a little salute.
I tip my hat to the daisy. Who amongst your brethren, who is the oldest on this island?
The daisy points to like an area nearby the clearing, probably maybe 70 feet away, and you see like one long strand of grass beginning to grow up.
Okay. And I think for the final question, who do you fear most on this island?
It points, and you see like a small little like worm kind of like inching its way, and you realize it's actually a caterpillar as it begins to like eat one of the other plants during this conversation.
I look over to the caterpillar and just kind of grab it and move it over.
You're able to do so, and it does it like another little salute to you, and then just goes back to being Daisy.
All right.
I legitimately thought you were going to ask, "Who are you?" to the plan.
Who are you?
And you see like
Who
the
is
face.
your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy?
This got weird. Alrighty.
Always.
Yeah, no kidding. Is everyone going to bed, or are you guys staying up or hanging out, or what you doing?
Right to bed.
We all know where we're here, right? The four of us know.
Yeah, you guys can find
We're all
accommodations. All the guest bedrooms
same room.
are like simultaneously made as you guys come up the stairs, so you can all pick rooms that are close to each other.
I'd kind of look at everyone and kind of nod towards a room.
Okay. As you nod to each room, there's a trumpet sound that happens as you do it. Like Return of the Jedi style, just for the sake of being funny.
Hold on.
It just goes womp womp.
What person in this group has a trombone?
You look over, it's just an unseen servant with a trombone. You just hear shit and it just moves.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get them servants.
You have to find them first.
Ways, I'm sure. But she's gonna head into her room and leave the door open.
Okay.
Hopefully picking up what she's dropping.
Team meeting, sure. Does anyone else want to join into this room?
I'm assuming Darcy's still outside. According to the map, how big is the island diameter? So many details that maybe the DM didn't know about.
It is 37 square feet. Miles. 37 square miles.
I was gonna
Square
say.
feet.
Dang.
That's small.
Sorry, I had to do some rough math there. I think I have a nosebleed. The processing power of my brain is not that much. Everyone nods.
Okay.
I
Go ahead.
I was gonna say
Shabal.
I probably follow Mayan if we're back to that. But
I think Charlotte's going to make that the screenshot. It just occurred to me that face is definitely going to be the screenshot. Fuck. Sorry. Later problems.
perfect.
Oh no, she's taking notes. She's watching the stream as it's happening. Oh no.
You see what John did to me? He made a video of like a gif of me like dancing. Like out of like a charity promotion I did. He gifted me doing hand motions into a dance.
If Charlotte gets
Sounds
a hold of
about right.
that terror, that power, we're all doomed.
Yeah.
She's like, oh man, she's thinking about it right now. I can see her scheming. Look at her. She's laughing her ass off. Okay. That's enough gratuitous. So doors open, everyone's coming into the room.
Mm-hmm. I'll walk in.
Yep.
All right. Each of you, one by one, enters into this room. You're all in. It's a relatively nicely sized guest bedroom. It's got a really nice, comfortable bed, but there's not a lot of furniture in there. You open up and you see there's the Book of Palor, where you're like, yeah, that makes sense. It's a hotel. What would you guys like to do? The time is yours.
I would like to try to see if there's any magic if there's any servants in the room, or if anyone could listen in on us.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. Would show you like the divots in the floor where like a servant would be standing. Arcana check would tell if there are any other wards that allow people to be seen.
I'm going to check. They're both the same pluses. So I'm gonna do perception, ask someone else to do. There.
Cool. Go ahead and make a perception check.
It's an 11.
Okay. You don't see any servants in the room, but of course you wouldn't.
Yeah.
They're unseen. So what if there is one? You look around the room for any like appearance of it. You're not. It's like losing a spider. You can't just say, "Oh, I can't see it anymore. It must be gone." It's somewhere.
Are unseen servants in another plane, or are they just invisible? I forget exactly where they're at.
This one is a little bit of a reworked version of the spell. There is something in this house that allows him to have a large amount of unseen servants, similar to the spell Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion. The ward allows him to basically have servants that basically do whatever he says, and they are unseen by people. So they're not on another realm. They're in the same realm with you. They're just not seen, and they have no sentience, just subservience.
Are they like full bodies? Like, can you pass through them?
You haven't knocked into any, so they're either very quick or they're ethereal, but you don't know for certain.
Were you going to say something? I have a plan, but if you were going to say something. No? I'm just going to motion people like, okay, just sit for a second. It's a really big long shot. So
Miss
Yes.
May, if you're afraid of people listening in on us, I can easily take care of that, but that would mean we would need to write it all out, meaning no one would be able to hear anything, including us.
it's not just the hearing, it's if somebody, I don't know, again, I use magic to hunt. I don't use magic to be carrot and eavesdrop and stuff like that. I just use it to hunt.
There is a knock on the door.
Shabal gets up to go get it.
You see Suspire hanging out there, and she has like a plate of food. She's like, "Hey, I couldn't sleep, and I brought cakes."
I take a cake and I close the door.
Wait. She's like, I was also looking for some privacy, and she like pulls out a small tube with a small little ring that's attached to it. It almost looks like a can of like Red Bull almost, but more like instead of like popping it off, it's a loose ring there, almost like a keychain. She's like, I was looking for some privacy, and I was hoping we could speak without the potential, people peeking in. She comes in, she closes the door. She goes ahead and takes the can, rips the top of it off, and you see like this bright blast of yellow energy and a smoke begin to like come out of it. And she kind of like drops it on the floor. She says, "Okay, that should last about an hour. First and foremost, I'm sorry for the performance down there. You guys are here to get this thing off the island."
Yes.
That we were.
Great. I am also in a similar business, or more or less, I want to get this thing off the island for, how to put this, my employer has given me a way to get this thing out of here. But I'm not a fighter, as I clearly pointed out at dinner. I can't do it while we're surrounded by a bunch of people who would kill each other or the creature itself. And I needed to live for the end of this plan.
You hammed it up a little bit. Kind of dealt your cards a little early.
Yeah, but I also have some insider information that's working for me. So, yes, Ms. May.
So, you aren't here to release it back into where it's meant to be. You're here to catch it and then give it to someone else who may just do the same thing. I don't know who your employer is.
No. Hand on my heart, I'm trying to get this thing back to where it belongs.
I'd like to roll an insight check.
You may absolutely make an insight check.
Gonna do the seam.
Dirty 20.
You can. Oh, okay.
I'll take the advantage. No,
yeah, go for it. The girl is telling you the truth, but it may not be the entire truth. She is trying to get it back to where it belongs, but that may not be the ultimate purpose of what she's doing here.
I'm going to speak to, hopefully she speaks back. I'm going to speak to her in Infernal. Who's your demon?
I don't understand what you're saying there.
Hey, languages do you know?
But yes, I want to just guess. I want to guess the answer here. I want to help him out, but it sounded like a question. His voice went up. Like with an inflection, like he said, "Ukahamandi," like it was a question, right? It sounded like that.
Yep. Who do you serve? Who's the pact you've made with? And I say this in common.
I wear it that obviously, do I? Good.
The blasts gave you away.
He goes by a lot of different names, but for right now we can call him the Lock.
Is he who you're sending the?
He's my employer. He's my boss. He is sent me here to get the Kyren off this island.
And to do what with it?
He's hoping for favor. He's hoping that if he can return it to where it belongs, he will be seen in a better light.
To who? The
person it belongs to. This particular Kyren is home to a place on Mount Celestia. How well do you know Mount Celestia?
Let me do a history check, and I'll tell you how.
All right, go ahead and roll the die.
Not good enough. That's a 1, a dirty 1, because I got a 2 minus 1.
Can I try and make a religion check?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, the one who can't roll higher than a 10.
You got this.
Oh my god. That's a 13 plus 5.
Let's go.
That's 18.
The both of you can surmise that Mount Celestia has several different areas that encapsulate it. Suspire says that this one belongs to the realm Isgard, where basically people of all sorts, heroes of all sorts, come here to test their mettle against the creatures that are there. This Kyren is supposed to be, how to put it, it's both overseer and tester. It's the will of the fighting gods tier. It's like his steed. I'm explaining this poorly. I don't really understand it myself. All I really
no, it makes perfect sense.
Does it? Good. I'm glad. The last thing I'd like to. He looks confused. She's pointing over to Lunric.
Belongs to a celestial being. Celestial being rides horse. Horse runs.
Everything.
And the green grass grows all around, and the green grass grows all around.
Yep.
She's like, I don't get a thing about what he's saying, but I like it.
He speaks to plants as well.
Is there someone here who doesn't speak to plants? I saw. Oh, good. Wait a minute. Hey, pause game. You're a druid. You don't speak to plants?
No, I speak to animals.
Okay.
I'm not going to all just speak to plants.
I speak to the intelligent ones.
Like, I'm not going to speak to animals. Somebody else will get, like, speak to animals. Almost no.
If it's got chloroform, I chlora don't. So Spire kind of like looks over. She says, look, I'm just trying to get paid on my end here. I'm sure you guys are too. We can work together. I can help you get this thing off of the island into a place that's easier for it to get back home. I get to help my boss out. He gets to look good, and you guys get paid. What's not to like about this plan? This is a great plan.
So.
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that to May first.
Yeah.
No, you can go. I stir shit. I stir the pot.
So you're gonna stir shit.
I am a pot stirrer. Go ahead.
Great.
Would I roll a religion check or a history check to find out more about Locke? Just because fiends and like, again, Darcy knows a lot of like demons and celestials.
I will say, holy shit. You'd want to. There's not really a role that gosh, it's really hard to. You'd have the best luck rolling history, I'd think.
Okay. So I get advantage and natural 20.
Okay. Only because this is a natural 20. The luck goes by a lot of different. I gotta get out the.
Wait, is the lock a fiend? Just to make sure, because I get advantage on fiend. Okay,
it is not a fiend.
Okay, then I got a 5.
Okay. You have no idea who the lock is. I had to take out the white notes for this one. I'll go back to the yellow notes now.
Okay.
Why do we have to add a color to it? I mean, it's just.
This is the one for all the world building. This one is just for this adventure.
Got it.
You have no idea who the lock is.
Okay.
And then May, you wanted to stir some stuff?
Yes, I'm actually checking to see what my favorite things were.
To see what her favorite insult is.
Yeah.
You open up the Book of Disses.
Book of Disses. So she's going to sit down on the bed and she's just going to start talking to her like, you have a target on your back now.
What are you talking about?
I'm very happy about. You are a lazy hunter, according to everyone else. You are the biggest problem in all this because you clearly take things down when other people have done all the work. People are going to go for you. Use that to our advantage. We will help you if you help us.
Sure.
You make sure people know you're there. You make sure that they see you and know that you are watching them and waiting to strike for when they strike. They'll be too paranoid. And I'm giving the DM my ideas here. But it never works when that happens.
Well, you can go ahead and roll a persuasion check to see how far it's going so far. How it's going so far. That's what I'm trying to say.
Do I roll the pentagram dice or the rose dice?
I don't know.
Pentagram, you're dealing with the warlock.
Yeah. Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
She looks
it's not bad. It's not a 0 or a minus. It's just a 1, but...
I believe in you.
14. Better than anything.
She's like, well, I wouldn't go in without certain precautions. I'd probably have my guards up too. I'm not the guy I serve. I've got some stuff. I don't have all the stuff though.
You got that lance.
I do have the lance. I was hoping not to use it. I was hoping to just come in here, kind of, be the messenger, but also the transporter. And also the person who gets paid. I like to be all three of those things. One and all in one.
Well, even numbers are better, so why not make it 4?
If you want me to be bait, I'll go ahead and make myself known. But if I start to feel like my life's in danger, I'm going to pop out.
Of
You
course,
know what I mean? I don't know. You
can't die.
No. I'm the ticket off this island for that big beastie.
And if we help you, hopefully us as well.
Well, let's go ahead and sweeten it up a little bit. If I don't have to show up, I'll talk to my guy and we'll see if he can drop you off some things once we get to his side of the area. You come. Oh, go ahead.
How exactly are you portaling this thing out?
Worried that if I tell you, you'll just go ahead and I've got someone on the other side who can open up something on their end that allows us to walk through.
Let's say we trust him for now.
I like this guy. He's got the whole paladin workup. He seems like a nice dude.
I'm just like eating cupcakes or eating like cakes.
It's like, yeah, I brought lemon cakes. Nobody's eating them except for him. She like picks up one. She's like,
They're lemon cakes?
yeah. Wow. So I'll tell you what. Nixby having to be there and possibly losing my head over this. And I'll make sure you get some cool stuff at the end.
Wait.
How cool.
Satisfaction is all I need.
I will show up and I will promptly leave to give these other guys some, some paranoia. And I will remain unseen until all of them are dead. I'll open up my end. You guys walk through with me. We'll have a quick chat with my guy, and we'll go ahead and make sure that you get paid by him as well. Top it on all off.
How much?
Sweetened it. I just put a Terry on top. I don't even know if I can do it yet.
How do we know that your boss is going to listen to you? My understanding of your relationship is your boss does what they want, and you just get the short end if they feel like it.
Miss May?
Did you just say you don't even know if you can do it yet?
Oh, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I can. Look, that's all we have. Nothing's a guarantee in life. All we can base this on is a sinner's handshake. You say you're going to do what you do, and I'm going to say I'm going to do what I do. We don't need contracts. We don't need to have any kind of written in stone deal here. I just tell you what I'm going to do, and you do what you're going to do. And we just trust each other.
You see, May, it's called faith.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll let him go on. I want to hear it.
I'll stop there.
More pamphlets.
There's a book in the desk over there. You could read it if you want to.
Mr. Darcy, that is a good question. What's to leave me without actually supplying you with anything? Well, number one, if you know anything else about the lock, it's this. He always returns a favor in kind. If I say I couldn't do this without you, and I can't, then he's going to believe me, and he's going to make sure that you guys get to see what you get. He is nothing if not someone who pays his debts.
Investigation, insight.
I'm seeing a hand there, Lunaric, or yeah? Yeah.
Well, I was stopping because she was speaking. But.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
go right ahead.
Insight check? Is that what you said? Oh, okay. How did you say how you knew that we wanted to get this beast off the island?
Oh. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I sort of cheated.
I'm sorry?
My brain works differently. I'm able to kind of just hear into things sometimes, get base level stuff. And when y'all saw the Kyrene, you thought back to your time over in, if I had to guess the geography, I'd say at least Doros, whatever. Point is, I was able to see that little moment that you had, and I knew, there are other people here that are not trying to kill this thing. Probably find them out and help and get their help.
Is she lying?
Yeah, make an insight check. Not yes, she's lying. I said go ahead and make the insight check if you'd like to find out if she's lying.
We'll see. Not great.
Okay. Yeah? But
10.
5? 10. I love your 10. Let me go ahead and see here. Okay. Yes, Mr. Darcy.
Darcy's going to go up and do we know if the Kyren's still in the house?
You saw it. The last you saw it was downstairs before you came into bed. You don't know if it's still there now or if it's elsewhere. Could be.
Okay.
Could be not.
Darcy's going to stand up. You guys can continue this conversation here. I'm sure I can hear the rest from Shabal, Miss Mayor, Lunrick. I'm going to go talk to the Kyren directly and see what they can tell me.
Suspire says, I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh, why?
Even if it's still there, our plan works best if the master of the house doesn't think we're trying to pull a fast one on him. I imagine he's going to be pretty upset with the stealing away of his beast rather than the killing of it. So maybe don't make yourself out to try and talk to the beast. It'll know where it's on the right side. It's got telepathy. It's well aligned with all the good people. At the very least, it's got to like Shabal, right?
Right, but I don't know if it likes you. That's my concern.
I'm pretty persuasive.
I think I'll stretch my legs and go take a look.
All right.
Got apples in that plate?
But look. She looks, she's like, nope, only got sweets. I figured if I was going to be here, I was going to be around for the spread. So do we have an agreement? I'll pull my end of the bargain. You uphold your end. All you got to do is kill some hunters. I guarantee they ain't shit. Miss May?
How do we know that you're not going to run off? That you're not going to wait in the house for, if things do get too hot and in the kitchen for you to stay in it, if people do die and somehow the worst case scenario, you got a plan, Karen does pass away. You're going to ditch out and leave us here stranded, I take it?
Failure is not an option in this case, and impact it out. If I were playing you guys, so your question is if
things get too hot for you, if you don't like it the way things are going,
that would be bad. That's not going to happen though. It can't happen. Okay, let's impact it out. The Kyren dead. Somebody gets a hold of the pot. I sneak off the island while this is happening, and I'm pretty sure me and the lock are going to have words.
Not even if it dies, if it starts to get injured, or clearly you lose faith in us and start to think that we're playing you, or we start to think that you're playing us.
As long as the Kyren has a pulse, I promise to you that I'll stay on the island.
Another thing.
It's
called trust. Do I have to explain that one?
And
just me, if anything else.
You have a face.
And I trust him.
I don't know what it is with that face. I don't know. I just can't trust your godly face.
She's a heathen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look, you and I are people of faith. We got to be on each other's side here. You're in, right, Mr. Shabal?
I'm in.
What about you, Mr. Ludric?
I guess I don't know. I'm just trying to survive this whole thing.
Excellent. And that other guy, Mr. Darcy, he already agreed to it. You heard before he left the room. May, come on. Do we have it? We have an accord, right? We have a deal. We're chums.
We have
cakes. Excellent. Later, and she kind of just misty steps out of the room.
I left all these cakes though.
She's like, shit, and she opens up the door. She's like, I'll take half.
All right.
She like closes the door behind her. You see like a little bit of sputter come out of the can, kind of indicating that it has in fact run at the hour's length. Mr. Darcy, go ahead and make it just a general investigation check.
Sure. 15.
15. You go back to the place where the Kyren clearly was, and you can go ahead and attest that there is what seems to be a teleportation circle underneath it. And it looks like it has been forcibly moved to a different location. It's hard to track that without having like a scrying spell on hand. But at this point, I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to go to break. I have 45 on my clock, so at top of the hour, we'll be right back, okay?
Okay. I'm assuming we can put a long rest and just since we're going.
Go ahead and put in a long rest, and we'll pick up on the next day. Enjoy your
spell
slots.
One spell slot.
I still have quite a few more. I was just using them.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys in a bit.
Lumen?
He's over there. I just said goodbye to him.
Oh, okay. Everyone, like I saw my screen immediately turn on. I'm like, hey, hey, hey.
Time.
It's
Hello.
like, oh, hey, how you doing?
I think I might need to exit and come back because I switched audio. So let me.
All
You
right.
don't need to exit. You can.
Too late. He left. He couldn't hear us. He couldn't hear us.
Oh, that's
He had the wrong
perfect.
audio.
Oh.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. That- I guess now we'll just wait.
fix that on Zoom though.
That's excellent. Hey, Lumen.
Can you hear us?
Quick, change your
It
last
says
name on here.
it
They can
says
see.
connecting to audio. Hello.
Grenadius. Nope.
Got it.
Hello.
Got it.
I
Change
don't
your
know.
name.
Maybe you need to check your audio. Go ahead and just sing me the first few lines of the chorus to Country Roads.
So if you are actually having audio issues, if you go down to your mic on this side, unless I'm flipped, down where it says mic, that little up arrow, if you hit that, then hit audio settings, you can change.
There we go. That's yeah. It's because I switched out because I was using the some other Bluetooth headphones to wear the hat, but I can't because I can't do it with this on. But it kept cutting out, so I was like, oh, I have to switch.
Can I get an F in the chat for the hat?
Can I get some poggers in there
the
too?
Hat, man. Let me see if I'm gonna try to figure out if I can still wear it somehow. We'll find out. We'll see.
Okay.
Just
And
put
so
that
the next day begins. All of you, well rested, come down outside of the area where you see a line has been driven. You see the halfling Callus like brandishing his axe and
Constantly thinking.
yeah. You see Baron, who's taking out his long sword and kind of like just using a whetstone across it. The drow is actually like hood up with a small, like it looks like the actual cloak itself is kind of shimmering. And you recount, those of you who hung out with drow long enough, that they're sensitive to sunlight. And lastly, you see Heslin, who's just stringing a bow and just doing a couple test shots from arrows at targets far away. Ivestra comes down and he says, "The Kyrin has been released as of dawn this morning. We let it trample into the jungle, and it is up to you to track and find it. I do not see Miss Aspire." She says, "I'm up." Then she's like coming out of the door and she's like putting on a boot. She's like, I'm up. Hang on. She's like stumbles down and she's like, "Okay, I'm ready." Shit, my lance. And she runs back in. She's like, "Wait, I'm dumb." And she like makes it materialize to her side. She's like, "Okay, now I'm ready. What's up?" Ivestra's like, "As I was saying, the Kyren has been released onto the island. You are all welcome to participate in the game and let that game begin." And he fires off 2 small bolts into the air that erupt into the sky. And you see all of the hunters just take off. What do you guys want to do?
Watch them.
Okay. Each of you picking you guys can all go ahead and make survival checks. If you guys want to pick your targets, you can. Who would each of you like to follow?
Oh, are we going to be splitting up?
Oh, yeah, but you guys can go in the same general direction. I mean, the Kyren went one way, so everyone's going to eventually start heading off into the same direction. But May, yes. And then I got you.
Are they in groups? Does it look like they teamed up like the guy said it was okay to do, or does it look like they've gone?
Hesselin and Latrak have just gone straight into the woods as fast as they can. Yet Callus and Barrand are actually like sticking together and going in. Sispire's just sitting back there looking at you guys being like, I mean, what's the move?
I'm gonna grab
you.
a stick, and Darcy's gonna start drawing the map that him and the plant had on the ground. Looking at the direction of that the other groups run into, looks like they are probably going to be taking these trails, and he points at the trails, like kind of starting with wherever the other groups ran off to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna then see if I can get a nice lead on where the Kyren might go. I got a nice piece of it. Might help me in my tracking on it.
Sure. You're going to use locate, or using scrying, or using locate?
No, I'm just literally doing a survival check.
Oh,
to
gotcha.
track it.
Alrighty, go ahead and make that survival check.
Can I assist? Being familiar with tracks in the forest.
I will allow it. Go ahead and roll with advantage, Mr. Lumen.
That gives me double advantage.
Oh, you already have advantage. Never mind.
Yeah. I will take the double advantage.
If you want triple.
Somebody said double advantage. I heard it twice on this stream. Next time you get an unprompted boot. It doesn't exist. It's heresy. Sorry. You have to understand. My main group, like my Thursday night group, who I like first played D&D with, began to put forth the theory of double advantage, and ever since it's just frustrating. They're just like, can I have double advantage? I'm like, no, you cannot have double advantage unless you have the lucky feat. And even
It
then it's not the same.
exists.
Look, what'd you roll?
Dirty 20.
Of course he did. A creature this size, the trail is pretty easy to pick up and follow too. You begin to lead everyone kind of through the this area. As you guys are moving through, did you want to move fast with less caution, at a medium pace to be looking out for anything that might be left behind, or do you want to move slowly to be careful?
I could hold up the rear and be slow and careful, and everyone else can go faster
Okay. Of course,
if they want to.
I'd say medium.
Yes, May.
No, he can go
Oh.
first.
Okay, and Mr. Darcy.
I have a plan for this. Don't you worry. This is
Okay.
why I led our crew through every piece of jungle and every piece of desert and every piece of land. And he casts Pass Without Trace.
Everybody can go ahead and, well, you guys can move at a quicker pace and not be seen as easily. Go ahead and, if you guys are being stealthy about it, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Add +10 to whatever you roll.
Nothing like plate armor.
Oh
So
no!
plus your actual advantage, your actual proficiency in stealth.
Yeah, you roll your stealth, and then whatever you roll, you get 8, and your benefits, you add 10. So, what's your stealth modifier?
I have 24 for my stealth. Not bad.
Nice.
Holy shit, the paladin rolled 24, so you got a 1. What'd you roll on your actual dice, though? Abs, sorry, I should specify.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Adding that plus 10, I rolled a 12 plus 8 plus 10. 30. That word I can't say.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Lunrick,
I rolled a 17.
17. So that's 27 then.
Oh no, that's plus the 10.
Altogether, it's 17.
Yeah.
And Mr. Darcy,
Darcy, what was yours?
21.
blackjack motherfucker. You guys are making your way through this forest, and with this, as long as you stay close to Darcy, you notice that you seem more less obscured. Even the local animals and birds, and there are some in here, like boars that kind of mosey about through this island, do not take notice of you. So much so that it is the trailing behind Shebal who actually notices Hesselin up in a tree, kind of like looking out over onto this area and kind of like taking up different tracks and like jumping from tree branch to tree branch. But she doesn't look to have seen you. Although, who is leading this? I get the sense Darcy is, because he's in the he did the survival check, right? Cool. That'll be a dexterity saving throw from. Oh, sorry.
Oh, nothing. That's okay.
Okay, that'll be a dex save for you, Mr. Darcy. Miss May.
As he's making his deck save, I'm going to mention, hey guys, there's spikes around here. The plant told me that yesterday.
And as he says that, Mr. Darcy.
I get a 9 on my dex save. Do I get against planetary magic? Okay. Yeah, I get a 9.
Okay. 9 total?
Yeah.
Okay. You will take 1 point of damage as you trip and fall into a spike pit that looks like it was dug out. It strikes into your leg and causes you to bleed a bit, but it's a single point of damage, which is really disappointing for this D8.
I look over to Miss May. Could you inform me of those sooner?
I can try. I forgot to say it. At that, can I? Because I am natural explorer of the forest, and I think 2 of us are, or 3 of us.
Yeah.
Could I try and perceive better, because I would notice if it's
Sure.
off or whatnot.
You can make a perception check with advantage for looking for traps as you're moving along.
What should a boat be like? Really low.
Yeah, is this forest, coast, mountain?
This would be
Desert?
forest. I would
Okay.
consider this forest or jungle adjacent. Mr. Lunrick, I'm just making sure. Did I see a hand up?
I bring down the eyes of the eagle too, and I say, I can see too.
If you would like to also make a perception check with advantage, feel pleased to.
I'm mostly looking for for signs of where the others have gone. While she's looking for traps with advantage, or traps with advantage, I'll look for where people have gone.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead and make a. I'll say go ahead and make a perception check. Yeah.
Okay.
And do so with advantage due to the eyes.
Did you roll low, May?
What's the odds of rolling the same number on both dice?
1 in
What is
or
like?
1 in 40.
Yeah, like my odds are amazing. That's a 15 in total, but
I rolled a 15 too.
hey, that's 30 if we add it together. So we did pretty good.
Hey.
With the two of you, you're able to kind of take off like where Heslin has been and where footsteps that look like they're full on footsteps, not like dwarvish foot or halfling foot who have crossed by this area. It looks like they're leading in Mr. Darcy to this clearing. And as you guys are moving along, you begin to get close by and you begin to hear like the sounds of like sounds like the Chiron is close. As you begin to close in on the clearing, you see Heslin run by from a tree. You see the drow kind of emerge close by the brush, kind of like in a stealth that you guys are able to see. Mostly that Lunrick is able to see just because of his eyes of the eagle. You also notice a couple of people just moving through shrubbery. You can guess it's the other two adventurers. You do not currently see Suspire.
She said she was going to be hiding. Well, I mean, looks like everybody's kind of gathered in the same space. Is it smart to fight everybody at once?
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Okay.
Um,
Could we? What?
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I want to see. Seems like the Chiron's close. I'm going to see if I can do another tracking just to see where it's going, because everyone's going to be in that direction regardless.
Sure. Go ahead and make that check, sir.
Natural 20,
Fucking, of course it is.
but 25 total.
You do see maybe 100 feet away from you, the Chiron is kind of blocked into an area that's stuck between like a spike trap, and you begin to see like the other adventurers beginning to kind of move up on it bit by bit.
Can I cast a spell?
What spell would
I've
you like to
never used
cast?
before? I would like to cast Summon Beastly Spirit.
Okay. Do you know how that spell works?
No.
Okay.
It does. So I know you cast the spirit and I have its stats and everything, but that's you cast it in a unoccupied space that you can see within range. Oh yeah, my question was, does it have to stay within range or can it go?
It
Because it says range is 90 feet. When you cast a spell, you pick a chosen element. I am probably going to do. You create a physical representation.
Representation.
I'm going to use that
there
word.
it goes. Yeah.
You got it?
You said it's called Summon Beastly Spirit?
Summon Beastly Spirit, yes.
That is not in the PHB, I don't think. So it's got to be, what, Xanathar's? Where'd you pick that spell up from?
I picked it from D&D Beyond.
Girl, you went into the play-tested shit?
I hope I didn't. I can swap that spell out if you want.
Swap the spell out. Also, I had minis prepared for all of you guys for the map that we're in. I did not imagine that was going to be a spell that was used because I've never heard of it before. I'm
So I
sorry.
swap that.
There is Conjure Animals.
I'll go into the thing.
No, I can swap it. I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
No, you're good. You're good.
I don't know why it gave me that stuff. I have my settings set so it doesn't give me playtest.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm going to go ahead and say, since I can't find it and I can't look at the spell itself, I'm going to go ahead and say swap it out for something else.
Sounds good.
The
While
similar
she-
one would be conjure animals. So you can
Yes.
it's like conjure demons or lesser demons.
Conjure animals, yeah. 2, 4. Oh gosh, it will be one beast of rating 2 or lower. I guarantee you that will be the one that you can use. Just because that'll be a lot to manage.
Right. Somebody else do stuff while I try to do this.
Yes.
I want to hold it up.
The rest of y'all?
I'll talk to them and be like, so if they're all crowded around the creature, should we distract them from fighting it and maybe somehow get the beast away?
I could protect the creature if I have at least 60 seconds.
Well, it looks like May is trying to summon things. I could also summon things that could aid us.
Maybe.
I saw that side eye, Brad.
If we're looking for distraction, that is.
I think that sounds wonderful.
Have a slight plan.
If we can get more on our side, numbers are always a good benefit to keep it on.
So,
You piece of shit. How dare you encourage them to use those spells? Yes, Miss May.
so I can't summon anything. I guess I forgot that spell at some point.
Cool.
However, this was a spell I was gonna pick without it, and then I seen that and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Why have I never heard of this before? That's why. That's annoying. I can possibly spook them for a quick second while somebody does something else. I can cause spike growth if I'm within range.
What are our options here? We take them all head on, or pick off one at a time?
I think if they're all near the creature, then the beast, then it's likely that they'll start attacking it no matter what. So if we can
Let's
get
try
it
to
away at some
avoid
point,
that.
yeah. Looking at the center is like, how about I give them something to fight for a moment?
I'd like to see what they fight. I'd like to see what they use, because then we can see what we know what Miss Suspire uses, but we don't know what they do.
Yeah,
That's true.
Well,
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. It's add on to yours, but go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, well, if you allow me, it will get quite hot up in here.
Yeah.
I will raise the roof.
Raise the branches. I was gonna say I could still do the spike growth spell and put it right under them, so it will slow them down and hopefully disencourage them from moving or chasing the creature. If they have to pass through this, they're going to get quite hurt. No.
Sounds like a plan.
Probably won't stop the little barbarian one.
No, he's gonna enjoy that, I'm sure.
Yes.
But again, if we can distract, how many are on them? 4?
There are 4 of them.
4 against
Even.
one creature, even with us.
Could also go one at a time and pick one
Yes.
off.
I think we're losing time here. We should probably act quickly.
Let's do. I'm going to leave my hat here down as a marker. I don't need to get it dusted.
I've been in the process of casting while they've been talking, but I'm casting Conjure Minor Elementals.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So I'm going to it says 2 elementals of challenged 1 or lower, so I'm going to cast I'm sorry. I'm going to do it on the 1 elemental of 2 or lower. I'm going to summon an Azer.
Oh, fuck. Okay. You're responsible for that Azer.
I have the stats up.
As long as you've got that and I don't have to do anything, I'm happy.
And I'd like to summon it right between them and the Chiron.
Okay. Between them and the Chiron. Azers are like a... Okay.
Yeah, they have a Warhammer. That was right.
Sadly, that one is...
Oh, purchase.
Yep.
Oh, of course. Put a PNG behind a paywall.
It's true. There. You have him.
Perfect.
But you need to name him.
Oh, he's going to be named
Fluffy.
Demetrius.
Done to you. Excellent. Behold, the setting's not on. There we are. Demetrius, the bold, summoned there. And at this point, I think it would be prevalent, nay, appropriate, to go ahead and roll initiative.
Huzzah. Huzzah.
Gosh, fucking dang it.
You're welcome.
as always.
Off the table?
Ah, no, worse.
Oh.
It was on the table and perfectly legitimate, which means I can't re-roll it. Son of a
That's what I like to hear.
It's really sad.
All right, it's got to be the archer that's got the most decks, so we'll just base it off of that. 11 is still something. Okay, 25 to 20. Miss Abs, what'd you get?
No, wait, never mind. Sorry.
19 to
I was thinking of something
15.
else I rolled.
18.
18 for Lunric. 14 to 10. Oh, wait. Yes, Abs.
19.
Damn it. Okay. I will go
Sorry.
ahead and put. Damn it all.
I thought you said 15 to 20.
May Lunric. Okay, 14 to 10.
14.
For Mr. Shabal. Lunric, I'm going to keep this simple. Demetrius goes on your turn.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah. I figured for the benefit of our audience. How low did you roll there, Mr.
I got a 6.
I'm proud of your 6.
I had to put my hat away. I had to make sure
Hat
it was
away.
put in a nice, comfy bush.
Nobody laugh.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
He said not to laugh.
Hoo-hoo.
That was illegal.
Anger the DM.
Ladies and
One
gentlemen.
officer, this one.
Okay. You know, I don't know why I bother. Let's just go ahead and just. Okay. Sorry, they all have individual names. They all have ACs, and they all have hit
You were-
points.
Completely fine. They are basically player characters.
They're hard to do.
And we're gonna murder them.
Oh my gosh, he has that many hit points? I don't think so. Sorry, that might sound a little bit concerning, but it shouldn't be to you.
It is very-
Demetrius is a fine
Everything-
elemental.
Demetrius is a fine elemental.
I was gonna be a fire elemental for this, but I was like, nah. I've done that already.
I've done better.
I went for plain and simple this time around.
All right, May. You are located right here. Let's go ahead and turn you around. The screen share should show each of you in your natural habitats. Also, by the way, this beautiful map is. Hang on, wait. I have a card for this. Damn it, not that one. Damn it, not that one either. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just speak from the heart here. Cantron Max made this beautiful ass map for us. It's fantastic. He did it with some custom work. He put in this little plant, which was by request that we can't see when we zoom in, but it is amazing. It works beautifully. It's the easiest thing to do on Roll20, and it's completely unique and amazing, and I love it. And thank you so much for doing it. Go ahead and check out Cantrip Maps on Instagram. He is the coolest guy, and all of his stuff is available on the Patreon, linked in his Instagram.
Hey guys, there's a plant on the other side. Can you see it now?
There it is. There. Behold. Alrighty. May, you're up. You're here. What would you like to do?
I don't have Roll20 because we know it broke for me.
Yeah.
But I can annotate on Zoom, and I can do little markers on Zoom.
Cool.
If you are okay with me doing that.
I mean, can you see the screen share?
Yes.
Cool.
But
So
for places to go and put things.
yeah, that's fine.
How far away is right kind of here?
That would be roughly speaking, let's see. That's 15, that's 30. I'd say about 45 feet from you.
Okay. And that area around it would be about 5 feet, right? So 20 feet around it if I was casting it towards the enemies rather than the fire elemental.
Sure.
That would be-
Spike growth is a spell that covers how many feet?
It covers 20 feet in a circle. The range is 550 feet, but it covers a 20 sphere.
Gotcha. So then it would encapsulate so if you were to place it there, for example, it would cover. It would for sure hit Demetrius, and it might even hit the Chiron. You can put it a little bit lower or cast it on Latrak himself, and then you would be in a safe area that would only affect Hesselin, Callus, Latrak, and Demetrius. Demetrius looks so out of place. I'm so sorry.
If I put it right here.
Yeah, that would save Demetrius, and it would just get Callus and Latrak.
That's more than it's less people, but it's less to us. I'm gonna cast that. So
marvelous.
It becomes difficult terrain, and when a creature moves within in it or within the area, it takes 2d4 damage for every 5 feet it takes. And also transfers the ground into camouflage and looks natural. Any creature that cannot see the area at the time the spell. Any creature that can't see the area at the spell's time of casting has to make a wisdom perception check.
Okay.
Against the DC to see if they can see if it's terrain or not.
Gotcha. Okay. So that spike growth is going to grow. I'm going to go ahead and turn to that page so I always remember that. So, and that will affect them on their turn when it begins.
Yeah, so it doesn't seem to affect them then.
Okie dokie. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, great. So the way, okay, 20-foot radius. Okay. Moves into or within the area. Okay. For every 5 feet it travels. Son of a bitch. That sucks. You suck. Okay.
I can't do anything else now because it's concentration, but it keeps them there.
Yeah. Well, as long as they're there. And can you annotate where you place that so I understand? I thought it was like right here.
Yeah, it was right there.
Understood. Just a little below this little rock. Okay. Yep. Cool. Next up in our little show here. Oh, bonus action or movement.
So as a ranger, do I get them? I can't do anything right now because
that was your action to do so.
But I'm good.
You can.
I don't want to start a fight.
I believe you can move, but if you want to stay where you are currently stealthed in the shadow of that tree.
I'm gonna get back a little bit further because I'm just a little bit too close to the barbarian guy. Yeah.
I'll put you right there. Keep in mind, spike pit right here, by the way.
Yeah.
Cool. Custom worked up. Okay. Next up we have Lunric.
Right. Okay. I'm going to okay. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And I'm going to then, as a bonus action, because I can do that, I'm going to turn to use Wild Shape.
Okay.
And what? How are they all gone? Damn it. Turn into an eagle.
Okay. So here's the thing: you're about to cast Speak with Plants. Okay, but bonus action not to. Speak with animals. You talk to animals. That's right.
Yeah.
It is a.
It's not a concentration spell.
And it's just action. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dino,
I know. I saw that. I was like, wow. Okay.
You're on your shit, man. Okay, cool. So, motherfucker is an eagle now, and he can talk to other animals.
You're welcome.
Cool.
I'd like to, with my fly speed, I think it's 60 feet.
Where do you want to be?
Or maybe it's not eagle, but I'd like to go to. Oh come on! I had all this ready, and then it didn't work. Of course it didn't. I'm sorry. I meant a giant eagle, not an eagle.
Okay, so you're a gigantic ass eagle.
A gigantic ass eagle.
That's a large eagle, correct?
Yes.
I'm not gonna change your token here. I'm just gonna make you big.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to fly ahead, up ahead, 80 feet fly to speed, and towards the Chiron.
Cool.
And just say to it, we'll take care of them. You find a place to hide.
Okay, so 80 feet up. I'll go ahead and move them. That's 5, 10, 15, 20.
And I'd like to just move on to the other side of into the plants over here, like up above the trees. So I'd like to fly by everybody. So I'm out of some kind of range. Hopefully.
Sure. I'll go ahead and place you right there for right now. Kyron will have heard that, and then we'll go ahead and take the action that you have said. Next, that's your action. That's your bonus action. That's your movement. You're spent, my man. Next up, we have Shabal. Shabal, you're here. You are small, but you are swole.
Okay, so we're kind of just waiting for them to react first, right? To Demetrius.
Yes. And the fire elemental, the Azur, is there and summoned.
His turn.
Oh well, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Does it have its
Demetrius' turn?
Yeah. Does it have its own turn?
I believe so. Let me double check the spell, but I believe he acts on his own.
Yeah, it rolls its own initiative. Commands. All right, what would you like Demetrius to do?
I'd like him to attack. Oh gosh, who would get the most? What's their name? Hespen?
Heslin? Yeah, sure.
Heslin, thank you. I'd like him to turn and attack Heslin.
All right.
With his warhammer.
Roll to hit, baby.
Ew. Ooh, very good. 23 to hit.
That will hit, sir. What is the damage?
1d8. This is all new stuff to me, and I love it. And I need a d10.
Let's throw a mulligan. Let's summon minor elementals as we're doing this. Fucking hell.
So that is 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
And only 4 points. I'm sorry. Plus a d6. Sorry. Yeah. So 8 points of bludgeoning damage and 5 points of fire damage.
13 total. Very good. Thank you.
And then I'm just gonna have him just like be there. Like yeah.
He's got a front on him. Okay.
Yeah.
The first attack has been made. They take notice, and then Shabal. Now it is your go.
Okay, but they haven't seen us yet. I'm gonna move. Oh yeah, I could actually do that. Move right over here in front of Marin, and I'm going to set a reaction. I want to get my branding. I'm not sweet. I don't actually have any range magic anymore. Never mind. It's the wrong character. I'm just gonna rush out there. This is fine. Everybody, they don't know anybody else with me. I'm actually just going to let's see, that was 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 right here.
Cool.
And without him, well,
roll with advantage, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to gonna do a branding smite on my weapon.
Well, this is gonna suck. Okay.
I'll burn that slut, and then advantage on him. That's a natural 20. I get to roll those too now.
So you can go ahead and roll your dice, double the face of it, and then add your modifiers.
Okay.
And that goes for the branding smite as well.
Yeah. All right. So the maul is 2d6.
You guys ever see a man die in one hit?
12.
Yeah. When you do it.
All right. So the first
feel broad.
the non-branding smite is 11 damage times 2, 22.
Okay.
And then the branding smite damage is 12 plus times 2. So it's
24.
another 24.
So that's 46
22.
points of damage.
46 plus 3, 29.
Okay, so that's 49 points of damage then.
Yes.
Hey, Kyle? Fuck you, man. He's alive, but there goes a big part of what I was going to... Okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna be like, I put my shield on my back and just wield my two-handed mace and just like strut over to him and talking all that good stuff. Let's see how you actually perform. And I'm just gonna clunk him in the side of the head.
As you do, and this is with a sword or a hammer?
This is a maul.
Okay.
Two-handed maul.
With this gigantic maul, you smash it at the side of the dwarvish man's head. Its brandishing might burning over and branding the side of his head as he spins around from the egregious hit. It's like being hit by like a shell shock on the beach of Normandy in World War II. There's that ear-piercing sound where he's just kind of like, what? Just it felt like he got hit by it's like he got hit by a dump truck. Bonus action or movement?
I already used my bonus action. That's it for me.
Thank God. Moving on. It's time for me to do some stuff. Heslin is going to go ahead and risk that attack of opportunity to get the fuck out of the way of that.
Sweet. Bring it.
15, 20. Let's go ahead and move her around. Okay, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity as the Azure.
17 to hit.
17 will just be. No, that hits. Yeah. What's the damage?
Oh shit! Hold on.
That's right. You weren't prepared, motherfucker.
9 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of fire.
Jeez. So that's 13 total.
Oofta.
I'm like, I can take the hit. Ooh, can't I take the hit?
Yikes.
Was she also within range of spikes?
She was not.
No.
Latrak and Callus are the only ones. She's going to go ahead and take her turn to make 2 attacks with the longbow. And it gets a... Ooh. Hang on a second. As a bonus action, the archer can add a 1d10 to its next attack or damage roll with a longbow or a short bow. Cool. So let's go ahead and roll some dice. I'm going to go ahead and use the bonus action for Archer's Eye to strike Shabal since he's causing issues. No, let's kill the Azir. That thing sucks. She wouldn't do that bullshit. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. That's an 18 plus a lot. 6 to hit. Whoop. Yeah, 6 to hit. So 24 to hit the Azir.
Yeah.
With a total of 16 points of piercing damage.
16. Got
Yep.
it.
For the first attack. Second attack, she's going to go ahead and hit Demetrius again. Oh, less good. 11.
Misses.
Okay, the first shot hits directly into the center of the Azir, kind of burning the arrow as the second one goes right over the head of this creature. Next up, we have Latrak, who is currently stuck in a spike pit. This thing is about, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. That sucks for me. Yes.
I think you could put down an area of effect.
They
icon.
don't see where I put it, so do they know it's there is my question?
They don't, but as soon as he's going to, well,
Yeah, he's gonna know.
yeah, he's going to know as soon as he steps in it. So he's probably going to move towards Shabal. As he does so, he'll go ahead and take 2d4 damage. Go ahead and roll it for me, Abs.
Boop and boop. That is 5.
5. Okay, so he'll take 5 points of damage. Move again. Roll again.
Oh God, can I pick them back up? That is 7.
7, so 12 total. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20. Then 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20. Sucks. Roll it again.
He's just like, oh man, this really sucks. I wonder why I keep doing it.
7.
He's got to get out of there. Okay. That is 19 points of damage done to Latrak without a single hit on him yet.
From the ground.
From the ground. This is the most annoying spell ever.
It also is difficult terrain.
Ooh.
That's as far as it can go.
Yeah.
I was swindled.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know if you would want to do this, but it's if they can't see where it was cast and they don't know it's there, but you can make a wisdom/perception check against the spell DC to recognize the terrain as hazardous and
Oh, you'd like me to spend my action doing that, would
for
you?
entering. But you're already
For entering, yeah, they're already inside of
so
it.
I don't know.
Well, he would run towards to try and attack Shabal, the most obvious threat. He's still stepping on the spike growth along the way, so he'll just go ahead and take out a fancy little hand crossbow, and let's go ahead and let's do a cheeky little shot at Shabal.
Sure.
That's a 12 plus 7, 19, sir.
That'll hit.
Hey, I get a win. Okay.
Bring your pesky damage.
That's going to be 8 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
Constitution saving. Natty 19 plus 4.
You save the Constitution
Okay.
saving throw, so you are... Fuck. You're fine. Okay. So he's just going to shoot the crossbow bolt at you, and you can feel like the poison pulsing from the hand crossbow as it begins to enter into your system, but you're just resist. The halfling here is going to go ahead and let's go ahead and let's pull the veil off. The Band-Aid real quick. Is it? It can use its action to turn into. So it's going to go ahead and use its action to turn into its were-tiger form. That's right. The halfling was a were-tiger.
What?
Ooh.
It is also standing in a spike pit, and it's going to go ahead and run towards Shabal. Go ahead and roll 4d4, Abs. This is going to suck for me.
Boop. That. Oh no, not really. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 total?
Yeah.
That's really disappointing.
No, wait.
4 ones?
1, 2,
Four
3,
ones.
5. 5 total. Sorry, I
Okay.
rolled 3 ones and a 2.
Oh man.
Okay, reduced
I
down to
roll
2.
bad always.
19 and a 5.
Actually, it would take the full. Okay, so it's going to take the full. It's going to take 4 points of damage total because it gets halved for the resistance, but you can't halve a 1. So it actually worked to your advantage to roll that low. Now that he's there, he can't do shit. He used his action to turn into the were-tiger. He's going to stand there. That's pretty much it.
I have so many friends now.
It's true. Hang on a second. Am I missing one? Where is this?
No,
There's Callus. There's
Hesselin's over
He's in
Latrak.
the corner.
and
There's
bottom
Hesselin.
left.
But
Yeah.
where's...
Baron
Baron.
is-
That's right. Baron is going to go ahead and use this opportunity to go ahead and move over here. And he's going to go ahead and use advantage to attack. I was wondering who I was forgetting. And then I remembered.
Is he in a pit?
I was
Not-
gonna say.
Oh, fuck me. He can't
Yeah.
move there, can he? He's too close. So he can't get advantage.
Isn't that a shame?
It's like it was planned. On
It's like I
purpose.
took a defensive position.
I hate it when my players are smarter than me. Okay. First longsword attack is going to be... There's people sleeping below me. I should remember that. That's a 10 to hit. I'm guessing it doesn't because you're a paladin. And you get
That is
fuck all
correct.
for armor. That's a 15 to hit for the second one.
Still does not hit.
Baron's going to strike you twice, and it just bounces off of your armor both times. It looks like he's not doing well. Like, he's kind of swaying. He took a hard hit. Damn, son. All right, Darcy, it's your go. Just make it quick. Make my death quick, not your move. Take as much time as you want.
So we have Callus, who's a were-tiger now. He's
Oh, yeah. Well, technically, he was always a were-tiger, but this is kind of the unveiling.
he's
No, it
always
just
been.
happened on this island.
Litrek is the
Drow.
drow. Okay, but did he do anything? I didn't see if he.
He fired a crossbow bolt that hit Shabal.
Got it. Okay, and then Beren, according to the picture, looks like has a longsword.
Yeah, even though it's a hammer. Look, the
Okay.
icons for dwarves always come with this hammer, but he's got a longsword, I promise you. It's just stuck in a cinder block.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that I was like understanding where everyone's at. Okay,
You can run.
I'm gonna look over to Shabal. Shabal, have you summoned everything you need to summon?
Huh?
Have you
Summon?
Have you used all the magic you can use right now?
No? What?
It's about to get real quiet.
Mhm.
Oh, are you just going to cast silence?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. The radius of effect is what?
It's 20 feet.
Of course it is.
So I'm going to
So-
put it in the middle of everybody.
Things
are
either-
Shabal or
Cast it right there.
right
This
beside
is-
Shabal. Yeah.
This is some bullshit. Yeah.
I'm also going to use Zephyr Strike as a bonus action.
Of course you are. So that's the next hit you do. Okay. Do you want to move?
Let's see.
May, you're on deck. Know what you want to do.
Am I in that cone, by the way, of not being able to talk, or no?
Negative.
No.
It just barely reaches outside of
I'm
your-
gonna move down 10 feet to just kind of be lined up with Shabal. That's all.
So you want to be here?
10 feet. One more.
Down more.
Right up.
Yep, that's it.
All right, done deal. Next up, May, what do you want to do?
I'm going to scooch back to here.
You're here?
That's weird that it gave me a name that time. Then I am going to drop concentration.
Cool.
I'm
Spike
going-
growth is gone.
Well, you're not in anymore, and you know it was there. So I'm going to do my bonus action to cast Hunter Mark on the Weretang.
That sucks. Okay.
Yep. And then I'm going to cast a cantrip. Wait, Hunter's Mark, is that just when you hit it with weapons or magic?
Just with weapons.
Just with weapons? Oof. I'm gonna use cantrip anyway. I'm going to use Ray of Frost if it's within range of 60 feet.
It is well within range of 60 feet. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Hunter's Mark lasts more than just a round, right?
Yeah, as long you hold concentration on it, so it goes in perpetuity until you drop concentration, or until the spell expires.
Awesome. Then actually, I'm going to use the bow for the sake of it.
Sounds good. Use the bow for the sake of it. Go for it. See if I care.
17 hit.
Yeah,
Nice.
That'll hit.
That was at a +10, by the way.
Cool.
I'll do what I rolled. And then I have the brace thingies. Right?
Yeah, they're for straightening your teeth.
Mm-hmm. Where's my equipment? I get +2 to damage from that, by the way.
Yep. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Yep. That's 58.
Did you roll 1?
Yeah.
So
+6.
that's okay.
And then
So
+2. That's 8.
That's 9.
That's 9?
7 plus 2 is 9.
7 plus 2 is 9.
Okay.
I can do math. I'm real smart.
All right. You fire the arrow, strikes into the were-tiger, and he kind of rolls back his shoulder. You have a second attack, which you got at 5th level. So if you want to use it, now's the time.
I will use it.
Use
Let's
it.
try hitting again. That is 26.
That'll hit. Damage.
Boop, boop. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 2 is 14.
14. Okay. He's doing fine. He's taken 2 arrows to it, but it looks like he's barely perturbed. But he has now seen where you're hiding, which is to my advantage. You've used action, bonus action. You've moved, I think, all you want to this turn. Is that it? Cool.
Would I recognize that he has seen me?
Well, whenever you attack, you break stealth, so he's gonna know you're there.
I'm gonna scooch back a little bit more.
Just gonna go further back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a good bit of range.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna jump. Next up we have Lunrik. Lunrik, you're a giant eagle.
Yes.
Things are pretty cool. Cool.
I am going to fly down over here and attack. I guess I'm gonna go this way.
Oh crap! That's my archer. I'm fond of her.
So am I. I am actually going to, as I fly by, I'll give my instructions to Demetrius, but I want to grab onto, gosh, I can't remember her name again. Heslin.
Yeah, Heslin.
I'd like to grab onto her with my talons.
Okay.
Grapple her.
Well, then you can go ahead and make a contested strength versus her dex.
Cool. With the eagle strength, right?
Eagle strength. I got you as a second, May.
That was cocked. Oh, that's pretty good. 21.
You are able to grapple her, yes.
Sweet. I moved, let's see, 10, 20, 30 feet.
Yep.
I still have 50 feet left. I'd like to fly.
Straight up and just drop her, aren't you?
Oh. Spikes? Huh?
Oh my gosh, you fucking psychopaths.
I wasn't going to do that.
But you gave him the idea, like we do to the DM, so it's fair.
What if you flew him over to Demetrius, just in range for Demetrius to just a little bit, and then dropped him off in the pit?
I'll go fly back over to the pit and just drop her from. You making me evil. I wouldn't do this. Lunrik wouldn't do this. You guys are giving me bad ideas.
You're a man of God.
I'm just going to pick up, just fly straight up, not drop her, but I'd like to fly 40 feet up and just stay there.
Sounds good. You are 40 feet up. I'll annotate as such.
And then my instructions to Demetrius is to run over I can't control him. Run over to the were-tiger. No, he'd probably go to the drow. Go to the drow and make... No, that's why the were-tiger. Go to the were-tiger for an attack with advantage for flanking.
I think that's the furthest he can go. Does he have 30
30?
feet?
30? Is that 30?
Yeah, so that was 5. He was, I believe, over here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay,
then,
yeah. Then I'll go
that'll be
between the
15?
two. That's fine.
Yeah, that'll work.
Between the two, and then it'll make just an attack on the drow then.
Cool. Hit me. Hit me. I want you to do it.
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
I'm sorry. It's a natural 20.
Okay. This night's been going that way for me so far, so
you're not even surprised. It's like that's fine. This is
fine.
Okay, so that is going to be
real quick. May you had your hand up for a bit. What's up?
Forgot to add Hunter's Mark to damage.
Go ahead and roll the damage real quick.
Do I roll it twice or once?
Once per turn. Lunaric, go ahead and what was it? 3? Cool.
it's 3 times 2 is 9 points of bludgeoning.
Okay, that sucks for the drow.
And 12 points of fire because I rolled a 6 on that die.
Okay. Alrighty. He's still hanging out, but he's hurt bad. A lot of them are not looking great right now. I'm going to go ahead and move that over. That's action. That's bonus action. That's movement. That's your conjured elemental movement. Next up, we have Shabal. Shabal, I have an idea of what you're going to be doing, but I just need you to say
wonder what's going to happen.
Gosh, he's going to do it. He's going to do the full recreation of 300 right now, I believe. I might be wrong, but I feel like that's what's going to happen. I've seen this before.
I'd have to get a little closer to him to get a good angle, but I'm just going to hit him with the Warhammer.
All right.
He's still a man of God. He's not going to purposefully do it, but if the mall goes that way,
yeah, I know what you're going for.
That's just how it be sometimes.
Some people don't think it'd be like it is,
but it do. Okay, so that's going to be a 16 to hit.
Baron is not hit.
Ooh.
Damn. But you have 2 attacks at 5th level, same as the ranger.
One more time. Let's go.
Okay.
That is a natty 19 plus 7. 16,
well, I think
26.
that's just going to barely scratch the surface of it. But yeah, I think you'll hit.
Okay, so it's going to be 4 plus 6, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage.
Who can say? Okay, yeah. As the Warhammer, I'll say for a dramatic effect, he can end up in the spike pit. But with as the maul strikes into the breastplate of Baron, he's knocked off his feet, ass over tea kettle, into the spike pit, where you see him just impaled upon the spikes.
I hit him with a golf swing too, so it looked really satisfying.
Oh, what the fuck?
Happy Gilmore style.
All right. Bonus action or movement?
I'm going to position. Like I could go from here and here to position myself between them, right?
Oh, you could absolutely.
I will.
It's like he wants me to do it, and I will allow, and I will give him his wish. It is now the turn of my boys. Unless any other tricks?
No, that's it.
Cool. Heslin is currently 40 feet above ground. She's a smart enough cookie to understand that if she falls, she's going to take some damage. She also understands that currently she's injured to the point where that she might not. Well, she probably could survive that. Does she want to chance it though? Let's make a quick decision.
Oh, sorry. I have one quick thing actually.
Yo.
Just because I do have Shield Master, I could actually just because I made an action on my turn, I could use a bonus action to shove somebody with my shield.
Do you want to shove someone with your shield?
I do.
Who would you like to shove?
I would like to shove Callus towards Darcy.
Okay. Does it just happen?
Yeah, it's just they just move 5 feet away, which means Demetrius and I get an opportunity of attack, or just Demetrius.
No, when it's pushed, you do not provoke an attack of opportunity. That's the only exception to the rule.
Okay.
Alrighty. Heslin has to make a quick decision here if she wants to stay in the air or possibly chance it and just bolt. All right, she's going to go ahead and stab the eagle holding her. She's going to wrestle control back, make an athletics check. She's going to wiggle her way out.
Athletics?
Yep.
Where's the damn... Do you have one separately for athletics? You do not. So that's dex, right?
Yeah, strength.
Strength, that's right. Oh, 14.
19. She falls. She's going to go ahead and take 8d6 of... Well, she'll take 6d6 of damage. Oh, if I could just roll this all at once. Okay, that'll be 8. 8. And 8. That's incredible. That's 24 points of damage that she sustains, which is not great. And once she's on the ground, she's going to bolt. She's going to run. She's done. Abracad out of here.
We can still see her, or is she just gone?
She used the remainder of her movement, 5, 10, 15. She is, let's go ahead and back up.
Off the map.
Yeah, she would be off the map. I would consider you can pursue her if you want, but she's going to try and just run away. She's lost the will to fight.
Good.
Okay. Next
I
up.
liked her, that's why.
Yeah. Thank you for not dropping me in spikes. I get to use her for like the sequel now. Latrac is going to go ahead and take the affront done to him by Shabal. Ooh. Could I? Oh, no. What? Okay. Here we go. I like a close personal touch with this. Let's go ahead and hit. Let's hit the boy.
Hit the boy.
I could have had advantage on both of these, but I'll just take what I can get. It's going to take 2 longsword attacks. One for sure does not hit with a 10, but the other one might hit with a 19.
That will hit.
Cool. Let's go ahead and make it. Holy shit! Okay. Boring stuff. 10 points of piercing damage. And you're about to take some poison damage. If you got resistance.
10 points of. And it's poison?
No, that's pierce. That was slashing. This one is going to, and you'll take 9 points of poison damage. I don't know if you have any resistances or anything like that.
No, just disease.
All right. So then the total amount of damage taken should be 14.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I think there's something I can do to that. That's fine.
I'll go ahead and strike twice, and that'll be the end of what he's doing. And then next up, we'll have Callus go. Big boy Callus just saw you rip apart his friend Baron, so he's going to go ahead and roll up like he's swole up. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and resolve some issues here. Some real bad stuff. 2 scimitar. In hybrid form, it can attack like a humanoid or to make 2 claw attacks. Let's see. What's better? Believe it or not, the claw is better. So with his bare claws, the first attack with advantage shall be 15. Does that hit?
That does not.
Bullshit. Okay. Second hit. That is an 18.
That does not hit.
Son of a bitch. All right.
Paladins.
He's trying to rip you apart after he's like growling out. It sounds similar to Baron is what he's trying to say, but you can't be certain. That is, wow, that's 2 of my guys down. That's Latrac and Callus remaining. Yep. We're going to go ahead and move on to Darcy.
Just going to like facepalm. God damn it. He's going to fire off his longbow first at Callus.
All right.
Let's see if it goes. That is a 15.
15 will hit damage.
Sorry, 13. My bad.
Still will hit.
Okay. That is a. So I get 2 attacks per action. Is that? Do I just roll a second time?
You can you can roll a second time,
Cool.
and if it hits, then you'll do damage twice.
Perfect. A 6. So, and then that's going to hit for sure. So that's 24. So 12.
To clarify, you get to shoot twice. So you roll twice on that. So you've attacked once and you hit the first time. Your second attack would have been that 6.
You have to roll twice. Roll your d20 again to hit.
Right. I did. I got a 24 on the second roll. Because
you said you rolled a 6, correct?
For the damage. Yeah, for the first damage.
Got it. Alrighty. I'm with you.
So 12 total. Okay. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to use Lightning Arrow on Callus as well. Make an attack roll as normal. Target takes 40 lightning damage on a hit or half as much damage on a miss instead of the weapon's normal damage.
He makes a dex throw. Is that right?
Everyone within 10 feet.
Holy shit.
Makes a dex throw. If you succeed, you take half of 2d8 lightning damage.
Okay. That'll be a 17 plus.
Also, there's another 1d8 because of the Swift, because of the Zephyr Strike
Fuck me. Okay.
on
That's
Callus
gonna-
specifically.
So that'll be a 19 for the Were-Tiger. So he'll save against that one. The Drow is going to go ahead and roll a 5 for that. So they will go ahead and get 12. But what's your DC?
The DC is 13.
I
13.
rolled a 16.
Okay.
So you'll save. Go ahead and roll.
Demetrius rolled a. Oh,
Go ahead. What did Demetrius roll?
Demetrius rolled a horse 20.
That's
That's what I call
for
A
the,
dirty 20? Okay, gotcha. All right, so
for the roll of the actual lightning arrow, it will hit because it got a 19 roll.
okay.
And so let me roll 4d4, so 4d8s here.
Okay.
19, 25 plus another 1d8. 33
33.
for 33, and then plus, hold on.
Jesus.
No. Sorry.
Just
The
one.
and 10 for the 5 for everyone else because they all succeeded.
I will use my Shield Master Evasion. If an effect allows half damage on success, you can use a reaction to take no damage. So I will not take any.
Okay. The track
Damn.
is fucking dead. Callus is not looking great. I'm going to go ahead and say with that strike, he's going to go ahead and shapeshift back into a halfling. And at this point, he's like, stop. I yield. Let me leave with my life.
How
I'd like
much
to
is your life worth?
fly down and just kind of like land behind him.
Oh, I just love it.
He says, I spent all the money that I had to get here. I don't have anything left to give. You take my weapons. You've already taken my friend. Yeah, May.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna see if he actually means what he's saying.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Yeah, I was going
Okay.
to do the same thing as I'm staring him in his eyes with my maul over my shoulder.
No, how did you do?
Let's see. Insight. 21.
21. Okay. You can tell that this guy might have money on him, but right now he is hurt enough where he knows that he's not going to win this fight, and he's just trying to say whatever he can to get out of it. He does not want to proceed to fight. Yeah, May.
I'm going to. Wait, you're still a bird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're in the middle of the two dead creatures. Names I forget. Shelby. Shelby?
Herb.
How do you say your name? I'm bad with names. I can't even say my own character's name.
Shabal.
Shabal. You're in between everybody, right?
Yes.
And Darcy is over there. I'm gonna saunter over to Darcy. I don't know why I keep saying saunter.
Because you rolled really well with the saunter.
Was
Yeah,
that my one good
16.
roll? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was. I'm going to ask if because I'm not all the way over there, I'm going to ask if he means it, and I don't want to kill a guy for no reason. And I don't want to leave him badly injured because, in my opinion, I think the house owner would kill them anyway.
Shabal? Yeah.
I realized that the cone of silence is still on us, so
Fuck.
I totally am dumb, and it canceled when I casted Zephyr Strike because both
Yes.
silence
Okay.
and Zephyr
all
Strike are
right,
concentration.
all right.
Yeah, so you're good.
He loaded that bullet just to shoot it in the air.
Yeah,
So,
just a tad bit of silence for
Just, I want some
Berend.
peace.
do you think it's worth healing him, Darcy? I don't want him to start fighting us again, but again, I don't want him... Because there's other things probably out there. There's more traps. If he is on his way back, he could die. It doesn't have to be great healing, but at the same time,
Are you whispering this over to Darcy?
yeah. Well, 50-50.
Okay.
Kind of like a...
Yeah.
Like,
Shabal.
I'm just gonna kneel down to them as I could hear that they're trying to debate over him. I'm gonna lean next to Callus. Do you understand what you've done wrong here today?
I went to try and kill a creature that didn't deserve it.
Good. You understand where you went wrong. Do you understand how you're going to change your life from the here on out?
I won't make sport of killing animals. Killing anyone.
Good.
Okay.
Now, have you heard the gospel of Pelor?
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him. I'll walk over and just touch him and just say,
Darcy's gonna walk over to Callus and like lean down. Now, halfling, I don't really need to kill you, but I will if you definitely choose the wrong answer here. There's an individual hiding somewhere. Don't particularly trust them entirely. Maybe you saw the warlock person from last night.
Yeah.
If we heal you, I'm going to need you to do your best to maybe do a surprise attack when I give you the signal. Will you join us in that, if it's necessary?
You heal me up, sure. That fucking arrow hurt. Yeah, May.
That was 9 points of healing damage.
Cool. He'll take it.
All right.
Was the dwarf truly your friend?
Baron? Yeah. He was with me through most stuff. He would speak for me when I got into trouble.
Were you just both down on your luck looking to sport some game for money?
We were looking to turn our coin into more coin.
Fame, fortune, the whole path.
Yeah. Something like that.
Darcy, give me a hand over here. Pull this dwarf off these spikes with me.
I'm gonna give Shabal the rope and look at Shabal and speak in Celestial.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk over to the Kyren. I think you have enough strength to do it, but I want to make sure that this thing is covered. Still keeping an eye out for that other one, for that warlock, for Suspire.
Okay.
Don't forget about the master of the island.
This is true.
Shabal, you're pulling the dwarf off the spikes. Let's go ahead and eat one piece of our cake before you finish the other part.
Yeah.
Dwarf is pulled off the spikes. What are you doing?
I was going to revivify.
Okay. If you've got, well, I'll go ahead and say, just for the sake of it, sure, let's keep a diamond onto you. You bring the dwarf.
I had 300 gold from the last time we used this character, so.
Oh, for it. That'll be fine.
I'll use my gold.
Alrighty. You cast Revivify and it consumes the elements, and you can see life breathe back into Baron as he he looks down at his chest. He's like, I thought I was dead.
You were. Through Peller's grace, you've been brought back today.
Peller, I'll I thank him, and I think I thank you.
You should.
He kind of gets to his feet slowly, kind of still pained. He's like,
I help him up.
You guys were holding out at us at dinner. You're clearly more than you seem. Holy shit. Nearly gave me a heart attack.
Your Irish accent.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
You're good.
Sorry. I got three accents, and that's it. I got an Australian one, an Irish one, and a German one. That's all I know how to do.
Look, I was like, oh, I just want you to think back on what you've done wrong today.
Oh, God.
You were only given life back because Pelor granted it.
And I'll be sure to use my life better and teach this tosspot. Smacks Callus on the head. He's like, some manners and respect. I thank you.
It's just because of him that we decided to save you.
All the same, so whacks him again. He's like, this was your idea. I died and I came back. You're covering the ferry trip home. And Callus is just smiling, happy to see Baron. It looks like he doesn't want to have an emotional moment in front of strangers.
All right. Darcy, I switch over
Yeah.
to Celestial. What did you want to do?
I'm talking over to the Chiron. How are you doing?
The Chiron speaks into the minds of each of you. He says, I thank you for your rescue. I know not to escape from the island. Powerful magics keep me here. And as it reverberates through, you can kind of see Suspire just kind of like coming through the branches of the woods. She's like, hey guys, you did great.
I'm going to look over to the Chiron. What do you... I feel you have magics beyond my understanding. I'm assuming you can very much measure a person. What is your thoughts on that one there?
The eyes of the Chiron glow immensely, and she says, this one here is touched by both light and by dark, and it seeks to become the bridge between the two. She is difficult to place. She says, yeah, that might be true, but I also have our way out of here. Behold! And she like puts her hands up, and you see like this space of air she's gesturing to, and she's like, hang on a second. She like takes out a small stone. She's like, no, I got it. It's, performance issues. She like whispers into a stone, and you see this large black portal just appear. Its inky black mass actually begins to drip out onto the ground. She's like, all right, get in. It's not pretty, but it's functional.
You really are all talk.
I'll
walk over.
I'll revert back to halfling.
Okay.
So we'll go through.
Everyone travels through the portal, and as you feel yourself shift through dimensions, you find yourself in a desolate wasteland. The island itself, all of the trees have been replaced in those same exact spots with black obsidian spires that crest over. You can see the ground has turned from the fertile brown tan to a gray, lifeless earth. And you see up on a ridge a figure that is cloaked from head to toe, with gloves that are studded on the knuckles with small little triangles placed into the palm of the hands. His face is completely obscured, although the form you can recognize as male. And you can see nothing but the eyes that glow with an intensely white light. He sits on the ridge, just kind of like crouched down with one leg dangling back and forth, a sword on his back that looks as though it is shattered in the middle, yet held together by this force that pulsates with light and darkness. And as he looks over, he kind of gives a wave, and Suspire walks up. She says, that's the lock. Gonna have a talk, and I'll be right back. The Chiron stays where it is and kind of looks about. She says, we are in the Shadowfell. I sense much death here. Suspire goes over. It looks like the lock and Suspire are speaking to each other. And then he kind of looks over and and points over to them, and she nods. He goes ahead and he reaches into a small satchel, takes out a few items and hands them to her, and does like a head nod in your direction. Suspire comes back. She says, okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this bad boy home, and we're going to go ahead and drop you guys off to wherever you need to be. But first, I'm a person of my word, so I have stuff for each of you. She pulls out first a key. She says, to you, Mr. Darcy, a key that will unlock anything, at least one time. If you find yourself in a position where you need something opened and nothing else will quite do it, this has a single use to open up anything. No problems, no questions asked. But it will break after you open it. Here you go.
Darcy grabs a key, puts it under his hat, puts his hat on top of his head.
Marvelous.
Thank you, Suspire.
Oh, my pleasure. She takes out a lock next, like an actual like padlock, and she says, to you, Miss May, it seems accompanying to give another ranger the lock when I've given the other one the key. This will have the opposite effect. You go ahead and you place that thing onto anything, and it will stay locked. Probably forever. Maybe forever. We haven't quite tested it long enough to find out if it'll work forever, but so far it's stayed on. We make stuff like this all the time. Just think, if you ever need something to stay where it's at, that's the way to go about it. She goes ahead and she moves over to you, Mr. Shabal. She says, so I went ahead and spoke with him, and he said that this would be the most appropriate gift for you. And she brings out a small little cage. And inside this cage is a small little mote of light that kind of oozes off this black darkness aura around it. She says, this little bad boy is a soul who needs to find its way home. and we figured it was appropriate for you to have it, or to hold on to your journeys. It will help you if you choose to draw on its power, or it is yours to free as you will.
It'll find its way back.
Marvelous.
No worries.
And to you, Lunric, my halfling little friend, a coin. She puts this small, it looks like a silver piece, but as you can kind of look at it, it has this greenish gray aura about it. She says, it's a coin you can't quite spend at any other shop, but it's currency that's going to be recognized in any realm that you travel in. Merely try to use it, and you can discern its value from whoever you try to spend it with. Sorry, Locke's not always the clearest, but he does promise the value of an item's worth.
Thank you.
Hey, it was my pleasure working with all of you. Like I said, we had a Cinder's handshake, and we all did what we were supposed to. Now, we're off. The Locke stands up from where he's at. He waves his hand, and you see like another portal open up, inky black, but you can see Mount Celestia in the background. The Kyren looks at the four of you and says, I'm one of the last of my kind, and I thank you for your service done to me today. It will not be forgotten in Isgard, and you are welcome heroes upon your deaths. The Kyren walks through the portal, Suspire follows, and the Locke takes a good hard look at the four of you. You don't know what the expression means or even what he could possibly be thinking. But he kind of does a small tilt of his head, and with that, turns on his heel and walks through the portal. As he does, it shifts so that it transforms back into right outside the chapel of Ayun that you guys were at before, maybe like a couple weeks back. You can choose to go through there or stay in the Shadowfell. Up to you.
I immediately go through by Pillar's graces. Jeez.
And as you guys walk through, that is where we're going to end the Endangered Species one-shot.
Hey.
Thank you all for playing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you to Corporate Streams for putting us on the internet. Thank you to Cantrip Maps for the awesome work that you did. And please go ahead and check out Scattered Rollers. Check out, it's called, sorry, Dino, it's Perception
Studio.
Perception Studio.
They also play D&D. They have a D&D show that was live tonight, and they have a D&D show where the puppets play D&D tomorrow.
I gotcha. Okay. Check that out as well. Sorry, we're also like figuring out tech stuff on our side as well. Sorry about that. But thank you so much for everyone playing on this show. Did you guys have fun?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, lots of fun.
Guys, I brought more lemon cakes.
Ooh.
Fuck hell. You saved them? All right. Everyone can do the freeze frame. We are out of here. Goodbye. Press the button.
Bye.
Uh-oh. Disable all. Yeah, do that.